Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Seal Podcast, episode number 245.
No,
Four.
255, I think you'll find.
255. Okay, good. Welcome to the 255th show of the Seal Podcast. My name is Fraser. I'm joined on my left by Neil.
Hello.
And our special guest, Dave, is not here. He's got dental issues. I don't think it's safe to say. It's not a secret, that one, is it? He's had a tooth pulled, hasn't he?
Yeah, not great.
No, we'll get a full report on that. We'll look forward to that. That's the highlight of next week's show. Fuck the game of the year. I want to hear about his tooth being pulled out. And we are joined by a special guest. Hopefully. And we're joined by Mr. Mike Chin.
Hello.
How are you, Mike?
I'm all right. Yeah.
That's good.
Good. Yeah, it was good.
Nice to see you.
Yes, nice to see you too as well. Nice to avoid Dave. Do you know what I mean? Nice to avoid
He's
him.
a piece of work, isn't he?
He's too good looking. Yeah. No,
we
I'm
were
all
gonna
right.
we needed someone as good looking to substitute, so we got you in, eh?
It's like a balance, isn't it? The balance.
Yeah, that's right. Keeps everything in
That's
check.
why me and Dave never appear on the same show. It'd be too sexy.
Be an overload.
Whoa, I can't listen to this.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Yes, everything good. I mean, you had a little bit of illness before Christmas. We know that, and Rosa wasn't well, and I mean, you have my full sympathy for that. I don't know.
When was the last time I was on?
Maybe just after, maybe in the summer, July or something, July or August.
I had strap in. I had hand, foot, and mouth.
Yes.
Right. Do you know about that?
I did know you had
the recent one or the first time?
So the first time I had that, Rosa and my wife didn't have it, so I got it from my niece, right? And then just before Christmas, we took Rosa to hospital. She was fine. But then she had hand, foot, and mouth. I had hand, foot, and mouth again over Christmas. I was ill just before Christmas, like cold, shivering, hot, sweats, cold, and then after Christmas, ill. I've been ill for like 5 months.
Nice.
Right.
Honestly, I was thinking about you the other day. I was like, because I know you don't drink, so I've always, and you're like tall, dark, and handsome, right? And I've always been like, he's just like an Adonis. He's just what a man he is. He's just like a perfect specimen of a human being, right? But my view of that is changing over time. I'm like,
oh my God,
I think he's a bit broken, actually.
Yeah, I'm a crumbling mess. Like honestly, if my family could hear you say that, because I mean, you know, like Tara's side of the family, I am just the butt of the joke of everything, every single. Like, in the family group, it's like, yeah, they shared a video and like someone was diseased or something, and his name was Mike, and he was like, "See, his name is Mike, just like you, diseased, just a broken man." Like I'm just like this broken. Like, and even so I've got two brother-in-laws, right? I love them. They're like my brothers. And like my brother-in-law lives in Stockport. His wife, even her family has started to like pick on me now. Where like I ate quite a lot of cheese once at a party, and he's like, "Hey, it's the fucking cheese guy. It's the fucking cheese guy."
Oh, it's
I'm
Mr.
like,
Cheesy.
He's Mr. Cheese. And they're like, I'm like, I like cheese, but like you did have a great spread. Was my argument. So yeah, I just get picked on all the time, and then yeah. So I'm everybody says the same things. Like, do you eat your vegetables? Are you eating your vegetables? So it's a bit late for that now.
You can just take a multivitamin now. You could be fine.
I know, yeah, and I have started to do that a little bit better, but I don't know. I feel like it's already ruined in here. Do you know what I mean? It's already like, you know what I mean? It's not put together right.
Do you think anything's driven by a little bit of stress, or is it like just you don't strike me as being you don't strike me as being a stressed guy, but at the same time,
yeah, I think
I don't believe what you see all the time, right? And some people have their own pressures and whatnot.
People say like, "Oh, Chinny, you're such a laid back guy." I must come across quite laid back and stuff, but I don't feel like that. I feel like I stress maybe. I push it all down like a real man. Do you know what I mean? I push it all down, and I get on with it because I'm a bloke, right?
Yeah. Well, you push it down and like you get it down in there.
Yeah, and then 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, "Oh my God, this is awful."
It's either going to come out in tears, violence, or illness, right? So
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think I don't know if it's true. Maybe I should eat more greens or whatever, but um, I am taking vitamins and stuff. But I do get ill a lot. I always have. I always have gotten ill, and it is quite annoying. But uh, my mom's the same. My mom's always like being ill, and she suffers with lots of illness and stuff. I was in hospital a lot as a kid. Oh my god, it's like a therapy session. I was.
Just
I
let it
was.
all out, man.
God, I was in hospital. Yeah. So I'm just. I think I'm just one of them. If this was the cavemen times, I'd be done. They would have killed me. They would have got rid of
Mate,
me.
I
They would
already
have.
know
Weakest
that.
one.
If I was born 100 years earlier,
Yeah,
I would
they would
not
have
have
eaten
made it.
me.
I wouldn't have made it.
They would have
Like,
eaten me. We would have been hunting, right? And they go, should we bring Chinny along? It's like, all right, all right, we're hunting, right? Hunting. I go, "Achoo, actually, I can't. These leaves." And they would have gone, you know what? Let's just fucking eat him. Take him back. He's annoying. I'd have been
I,
done.
I understand. I'm the reason that families had big. They had lots of children. I'm one of the ones that didn't make it. Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no
Neil,
way I would have lasted.
Neil's a proper bloke. He would have made it.
He
You
would have
don't
made
really
it.
get ill, but other than that,
No,
I
no, no.
am pretty
See,
fucking
see,
useless.
see, see. See, because I also podcast with someone who goes, I'm never ill. I'm never. I can count how many days, and then, bam, he has heart failure,
Yeah,
right?
well,
And it's like all these illnesses come at once. So I'm sort of like thinking, I think I'll probably live till I'm fucking 90, and all
You're
these
right. You
bastards.
spread it out a little bit,
Yeah,
right? Yeah, yeah.
all these bastards go, I'm never ill, I'm never ill. Right. I was like, you'll have it hit you one day, right? I hope it doesn't, obviously. But like I don't know. I just get ill a lot. And hay fever always knocks me about, and I get it all year round. He's going, it's December, mate. Why are you sneezing? I'm just like, shut up. Right, just stop it.
It's the
Stop
summer somewhere.
Stop it! Yeah, yeah. I thought it's Australian hay fever, all right? Just leave me alone. No, but it's things like dust and stuff like that will get me and get me
you have
going.
an
But
air purifier in the house, maybe.
yeah, see all this shit. It's like me trying local honey. No, I haven't. I have, but I don't. I haven't. But
Yeah,
I've got a
that's
cure
like
for it.
that reminds me of like my wife. I just the other day was absolutely losing my mind. I had a bit of stress with whatever. Just fucking lose. It was one of those days, when like in um what is it, the Naked Gun or whatever it was,
Oh
where
yeah.
OJ falls and he puts his hand on the fucking oven or
Oh yeah.
whatever like that, and then the window slams
Wet
down
paint.
and wet
Yeah,
paint
yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
all that sort of shit. I had
yeah,
one of those days, right, where
yeah.
everything was going wrong.
Mm,
And I'm just losing it. I'm literally saying to my wife, this is a joke. Someone above is having a massive joke
yeah,
on me, right? Everything
yeah,
that could have gone wrong went wrong.
yeah,
And bless her heart, she sent me this text on breathing exercises. I'm like, oh
yeah,
well, there's the solution to
yeah,
all my problems.
yeah. I
Breathe.
get that.
I'd never considered breathing. I hadn't.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I think a lot of it for me is I just want to be heard. I don't want solutions. Do you know what I mean? I
You
just
just want
want
to
to
have a
moan
moan.
about it.
You
Yeah.
just want
I
to have a
just want to
moan, yeah.
moan about it. I don't
You
want a
don't have to say
solution.
anything back or like offer me any
Yeah, I just want to
condolence or
go. I
anything.
just want someone to go. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I
yeah.
hear you.
All right. Yeah, no, that sounds shit. Like I don't want anything else.
No.
All right. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Is there
but no,
anything I can do? No, nothing that you can do.
no,
Just
no,
let
I
me
don't.
just let me
No,
get it out of my
I just want
system.
to get it out. That's what podcasts are for.
Yeah.
That's what everybody
That's
should
why
have
we're
one.
here.
But apart from that, no, I am all right. I'm feeling all right now because I found a cure for my hay fever and my allergies.
Oh.
Which
Was it
is
manning
because
up?
yeah, yeah. I went to the doctor and the doctor said, "Just stop being a pussy about it." And I mean, I never thought about that. To be fair, I never thought about not
It's
being a pussy.
alternative medicine, but I like it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like it. Fair play. No, I went to the doctors with my hay fever like 25 years ago, and I said like, "This is fucking awful." And the nurse, it wasn't a doctor, it was a nurse. She said, "Antihistamines, you tried them?" And I went,
No.
"All right, this is why we don't pay for it, isn't it? This is why we don't pay for the healthcare." And she just looked as close. She went, "I don't know. That sucks because it's usually in the summer." And I was like, "Yeah." Anyway,
Would you
I'll,
would you like a second opinion?
So because I was young, it was like 25 years ago. I was young. I was like, well, I'm fucked then, aren't I? I'm done. And about I don't know 8 years ago, someone said to me, "Have you tried the injection?" I've tried. I'm trying to slow down the injection now because it's so intrusive. The steroid injection. It's an injection, and it lowers your immune system. And I genuinely
That
feel
does
like
sound like a good thing for
It-
you, honestly.
no.
it's yeah, like lowering your immune system for like 2 weeks is a down, and it also affects like your skin, and it like thins your hair and all this sort of stuff. And I'm like, I don't think this is a good thing for me to, because I've got voluptuous hair as
Mm.
well, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thick hair. I It's so lovely and voluptuous, and I don't want to lose it. I'm 39, friends. I'm
You're gonna
40
lose
this.
It's
it.
gonna
I'm
You're
40
go.
gonna
this
lose.
year.
It's gonna
No,
go.
no, my dad's still got his
Yeah,
hair. He's
that's what I said.
80.
Yeah.
He's 80. My dad. He's
Oh
still
yeah.
got it. Yeah.
Gypsy Jam. Yeah, but it's your mum. It's
Gypsy
your
chair.
mum's
Shush.
dad, isn't it?
No. Look,
Yeah, with your mum's
Your
dad.
mum's
How is his
dad on the
hair?
third moon of the night. No, it's just genetic. Stop it. All right. So it's voluptuous. All right, and I'm like, I don't want to lose it. And yeah, I just felt like a bit rough. So I went. Tara said, "Why don't you go to the doctor? Why don't you go to the doctor?" And I went to the doctor, and I said, "Look, this hay fever's fucking ridiculous. Like 7 weeks of non-stop sneezing, and it's no exaggeration. I remember, I think I got out of the car once, and I sneezed about 7 times in a row, and I went, this is." In between them, I was like, "This is ridiculous. This is fucking stupid, right?" And changing a nappy and wiping your nose is dangerous as well, right? Especially when it's your own nappy. No, right? It's just bad, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you're changing the nappy and then you've got to wipe your nose, and you're like, I can't remember what I've touched here. This is bad.
Well, as long as you don't
Um,
pick up the wrong thing and blow your
I
nose
know,
with it.
yeah, yeah. I was like, bloody hell, that looks rough. Um,
It
so,
doesn't smell too good either.
so I went to the doctor and I said, look, um, this is bad. Like, I don't know what's going on here. There's got to be something. I tried the steroid injection.
This was
Uh,
recently, was it?
Yeah, this was about a month off ago. Yeah, 6 weeks ago. Yeah, I reckon. And he was
And
like,
he said, "Well, look, dude, it's not even summer. What the fuck are you talking about?
he says, bloody hell, he says, you look
Have you
shit.
tried antihistamine?"
Have you tried? No, he said. He first. I said I went to doctors about 25 years ago about this, and he's like, "What's the problem? Don't you like doctors?" Is what he said. So why it took so
Not when
long?
they're fucking useless, no.
And he said 25 years ago was a long time ago. All right. And he looked into my nose with like one of those things, and he said, your nose is what did he say? It's uh like he used like really strong words. It's like severely inflamed due to chronic allergies. It's like one of the worst I've ever seen. And I went, I know these things. I understand this.
Yeah.
And he looked at my nose. He went, bloody hell, like as if like he didn't say that, but he was like, Jesus Christ, it's bad up there,
Did he start
right?
calling people to come and have a look? Because that's when you
Yeah,
know
it's
you've got
like,
it bad.
yeah, get the other doctors in to go have a look at this. No, so he said, yeah, we've got things you can try. Like, so it's a steroid spray, but it's like a cocktail. It's a steroid spray, and it's a really, really strong antihistamine that you can't buy over the counter. You shove it up your nose, and I've had sprays before, so I was skeptical. And he says, obviously, it's a steroid, but it's a locally applied, so it's not going through your whole body. It's going to be less intrusive. It
Less
won't like,
threatening to the hair.
yeah, less threatening to the hair. It's because the problem with steroids is it thins your bones, it makes your bones brittle. You can cause breaks and stuff like that. He says
Did it
it won't
shrink your
really
balls?
shrink your balls, which need shrinking to be fair. Because as I'm getting older, they're getting droopier and droopier. And anyway, so like he says, try this, and I took it. An hour later, I was cured, and I couldn't fucking believe it.
Wow.
The relief. It was unreal, absolutely unreal. So I'm still buzzing off that, but yeah, I have been ill quite
That'll
a
be the
bit. Like,
steroids.
yeah, probably. No. I think it's just Christmas shit, isn't it? That's been going around. I was at a soft play. Sorry, I'll stop fucking talking in a bit, right? I go to these
Doubt it.
soft plays now.
We've had you on the show before. That's bullshit.
You two have been there, right? You two have been there, right? You go to these soft plays, right? And this is after Christmas, so this is in the limbo week before Christmas and New Year.
Just before the hand, foot, and mouth. Or
This is after. This is after. I have foot and mouth like pretty much on bang on Christmas Day. So yeah, we're at this soft play. Let's do something with the baby. Let's not stay in. We go. It's like a garden centre. We go in, and I'm like, okay, right. I don't want to get ill again, so I'm just going to be cautious. I'll let Rosa just fuck about in the thing, and I won't get too close. I went in because she was struggling to climb this thing, and this kid come up to me and fucking coughed in my face, and I have never been so tempted to punch a child in my life. And I was like, "You fucking little bastard, man!" He just went like that, like right in there, right in there. And I went, "There
Yeah.
you go." You know, like I don't know, like that kid's probably got like 15 diseases. All right, that he's
You
fighting
can't
off.
win. It never ends. It never ends. It never ends. It doesn't stop. I mean, it's just
Yeah,
at some point you just have
it's
to
just
roll
it's
over
just
and give up.
since she's been to nursery, it's just been really difficult for me in terms of like catching stuff. Like
Well,
she
it's
will
not
catch.
it's not a good time for you, right? I mean, that's the thing about the kids. They are just walking
Yeah. And I want her to
petri
be like,
dishes.
I want her to get stuff, you know, I want her to like build up immune systems and stuff so she doesn't suffer this shit that I get. But I
Mm,
don't know. But touch wood, I'm okay now. I feel all right. I've got through it, but you know, all
good,
that sort of shit.
good.
How was your Christmases and New
It,
Year's and all that sort of?
very, yeah, very good. I don't know. When did we do the last show? Was it after
Last week.
Christmas?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did
yeah, yeah.
one after Christmas, but you didn't really talk much about your
After.
Christmases. You was like, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, mine was
whatever.
shit, basically.
It was
It was
just,
shit.
I don't know.
Yeah, Adam
Christmas
was
was
ill
all
again,
right.
wasn't he? So I was like, he had to go to hospital on Christmas Eve, and then I was there picking
Oh
up medicines
yeah,
Christmas Day, and it was like, yeah, great.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that
It's nice
part,
to know that it
everyone
gets
was just
better.
fucked.
This parenting thing gets easier. It's nice to know.
Well, this was it with me yesterday, right? I mean, I was really under the caution. I woke up and I had all these work challenges that I had needed to get sorted out. And I remember I came downstairs yesterday and I was like, the dog's looking at me around about 10, 11 o'clock. I'm like, oh my God, I got to take the dog out. Oh my God, I haven't got time for this or whatever. And my wife says, don't worry, I'll take the dog out. I think, oh, great. So I got back to my office. My wife takes the dog out. She leaves to go to work. As soon as she leaves to go to work, I get a phone call. My son's crashed his bike. I got taken to hospital. The whole day in emergency. I'm just like,
Oh,
you've got to be kidding me.
oh my
Unbelievable.
god.
And then to cap it all off, I realized then I had to sort dinner out and I fucking sliced my finger open while I was on the food. I was like,
Fucking hell.
keep it coming. Come on. Keep
Is this the
throwing
day
it.
where
Is
everything
this
was
the
going wrong?
This is
this
it.
is
Yeah.
this is the day
This
you
is what
asked
it's
if we
been.
wanted to play Hunt, is it?
This is yeah. I should. Luckily, I didn't play Hunt yesterday.
Luckily, I was
This
busy.
is.
Otherwise, that would have really topped things off.
But it feels like that's what it's been like for 2 weeks. So Christmas,
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, it was nice to have a couple of days off, but probably the same as Neil, interspersed with just all this sort of,
I've been off. I've been
you
off
know,
since I think it was the 18th. So I've had loads of time off. But like literally the day after I broke up from work, I was so ill, and I've not been well since. And I start work Monday, and I'm fine now. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So I've
Great.
just been ill, and
The
yeah,
secret is
it's
don't stop
just.
working, I guess.
I know. I don't know. I had a funeral like the day after I broke up as well, and luckily I was well for that because I really wanted to go to that, and I was well for that. And then I just, yeah, I think my body just knows. Like it's like I've just got
It's
to
when you
hold out for
stop.
this
That's
bit.
what my mum says. It's like
Yeah,
whenever you stop doing stuff,
I think there's
that's
something
and your
to
body
it.
and you relax. That's when everything just comes
So
literally.
Jack's in the chat said I caught chickenpox off my kids when I was 44. So I've
that's very
definitely.
dangerous, isn't it?
That's dangerous because you can get shingles. And you can be
Shingles,
well.
yeah, my mum had that. It's
Depends if you
bad.
want any more
I
kids.
think you can
If you
still get shingles even if you've had chickenpox.
Yeah, but like I've definitely had chickenpox because I've got like a mark on my head where I scratched them off. So I've
Yeah.
definitely had it.
Same. We should compare pock marks because I
Yeah.
had chickenpox. I didn't get it till I was, I think, 16. And even
Ah.
then, they were saying, "Oh, that's really late. You need to be, you're
Yeah.
starting to get into a bad area past
Yeah.
that sort of age. I guess adolescence or whatever like that." So I
Yeah.
think I had
Yeah.
hair on my balls then.
Not
Just about.
afterwards.
Yeah. But like but I'm shitting myself because I'm thinking like, I'm knowing me, I'll probably because hand, foot, and mouth, by the way, is something that children get, right? Adults, it says on Google, adults rarely get hand, foot, and mouth. Rare, right? And there's only one other parent at the nursery that got it, and they're working amongst, adults and all the other parents. There's only one other parent that got it, and me. And I was like, and I got it twice.
You're just lucky, I guess.
Yeah, you won the
So
lottery.
it's
You shit
and
one.
everybody's just, it's just yeah. I should be just on like a fucking one of those, when an alien crashes and they examine it. Like that's what they should be doing with me. Just like, why is he so like shit? You know, why is he?
Send
Why
us
isn't
your
he
weakest
working?
human
Yeah, I should be
with the
returned.
poorest DNA.
Yeah,
We demand
yeah,
a sacrifice. Get Mike. Get Mike.
yeah, yeah. We all know, Mr. Chin, that you you're not a great human being. So we're just going to sacrifice you to the aliens. Yeah, that's fine, no problem. Yeah. So
That's good. Well,
that's
you're still with us anyway, so that's good and smiling. So
just about, yeah.
breathe,
But
breathe. Remember, that's the
uh,
secret.
I
That's
do
all right.
want to
You know,
talk.
that's so,
I do want to talk to you about like some tools and stuff. Well, not tools,
oh,
but like
nice.
some stuff that I managed to get done.
Well, let's we'll
Yeah,
get
we
to
got to do soccer.
yeah. Let's get soccer done and out of the
Yeah.
way
All right.
because we
You
only
know
have
me,
because we're a third.
beer, soccer. I can't wait.
Well,
Beer and
yeah.
soccer.
I mean, you can't cover the well. Dave doesn't cover the soccer part too well either, so that's okay. You've got that
Well, your
back.
perfect replacement.
But he's not. Well,
Yeah.
no, because he's not doing the beer part. So
No, I
Oh,
love beer though. My new joke, by the way, is that I just say that I love beer. So like when
right,
I'm amongst strangers, I go, "Oh, I'd love a beer, but I can't. I'm on antibiotics or something." I'll make an excuse, and they go, "Do you?" I'm like, "Oh, mate, me and drink. Fucking hell, it doesn't stop." But can't
until
stop.
now
pretend
when
to
it
be a
has
Yeah,
crippling
yeah,
alcoholic.
yeah. That's my new thing.
Nice.
Right, soccer. Neil, give me the soccer
The
stuff.
soccer news is in.
Man United, almost getting relegated.
I need
Wolves
you to
Apparently,
drive
beat
this
them.
show. Come on, Mike.
Come
Wolves. Oh
on.
yeah, Wolves are gonna. Are Wolves going down?
I
They
don't know.
look like they're going down, I think, because no one likes them. But like, I think they've got some sort of new manager where it's
Yeah,
like,
he looks like
"Ooh."
they might sort them out. They keep doing this. They do shit. Get a new manager in. They do okay.
Yeah,
So just have to keep doing
I
this every year, and it'll be
because
fine.
I sit between a Wolverhampton Wanderers fan, and obviously I live in Wolverhampton, so I hear a lot about it. And next to me is a Torquay United / Aston Villa fan. Um,
Ooh,
and I had to wear a football top at this funeral, by the way. That was one of the requests. Everybody had to wear football tops. So I wore the pink
nice.
Torquay United
Ooh, fancy.
top. Um, so I know a bit about what happens with Wolves. Basically, generally, everybody everybody's miserable. You know what, you can sense it in
That's just being in Wolves, Wolverhampton.
yeah. No, you can genuinely sense it in the city when Wolves are doing bad. Like
Right.
I know. Like I you just know from
That's interesting.
going when I go into the club, when you just generally sort of know when Wolves are
That's
doing
the
shit.
thing
I
with
don't.
having like a local team that's supported locally. Like,
Yeah,
if you were a
yeah.
Man United fan living in Manchester, you wouldn't fucking know, would you?
Not really. No,
I
no.
don't know.
If you were living in London, you can tell when Man United do shit, obviously.
Hey, all right. So what do we got then? Come on, talk us through.
Right.
Let's
Well,
get this section
you
going.
want to get this over and done with sharpish, I suppose, don't you?
Not really. Not really.
Oh, well,
Well,
week 20's here.
Oh, the visuals. I don't really get to see the visuals.
Well, there you
Let's
go.
have a
You
look at
should
this.
tune in, yeah. So week 20's here, which means we're halfway through the season for one, for most teams. Obviously, Liverpool and Everton missed a game, but obviously they're going to make that game up. So maybe you want to target some of their players in the future. Don't know when it's going to be, 24 or 25. They reckon that game's going to come. But yeah, we have Nathan sitting on top by 1 point from David, Mr. Kinsit.
Kinsit.
He had a good week last week, 86.
Mm.
Luciano was in second. He's now third. He didn't have such a good week. He got 69.
Ooh,
And he got 69 points.
Hey.
Dex.
Yes, it sells, apparently. Joel had a stonker of a week.
Wow.
96 points. He's up to
That's
fourth.
the opposite of a 69. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, that it looks less fun, honestly, I guess.
It's probably more fun to be fair.
It depends. Depends what you like.
Just go to sleep.
That's like two friends in bed, I guess. Like who are non-sexual. I guess that's what that is.
Top and tailing. Top and
Yeah,
tailing.
top and tailing. Obviously, face back to back. And yeah, Lewis still fifth and Christian still sixth. We have Sam moved up.
Simu's doing well, isn't he? Sixth place.
He's doing all right. It's because his team's doing okay. Because he loves Forest. He loves the Forest, doesn't he? He was in the chat earlier.
He's linked into Forest's. Forest's
Oh yeah,
performance.
I heard about Nottingham Forest doing well. Why did I hear about that? Oh, because I listened to a snooker podcast and they're sports journalists, and at the end they sometimes talk about football, and then I think they're Nottingham Forest fans. So Yeah.
Too many. There's a lot of them about all of a sudden, isn't
Well, they all pop out, don't they?
there?
Yeah, they're out the
Come out when
woodwork.
they're doing well, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's obviously had Forest people in his team, and they've actually done quite well, annoyingly. Well, I hope they enjoyed that ride, because that fun is about to end. Because now I've got Nottingham Forest players in my team.
All right.
Ah,
Yeah, maybe I should
cursing 'em.
sabotage, put some in too.
Can I ask you who Michael Redmond is?
This is he is
One
off of
half
the
of
world
Dark
according
Hat
to Gar, yeah,
with Defo.
Mr. Defo.
Okay, because I like his username. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's funny.
I'm surprised that got through. To be fair, the filters.
Your sister's ass.
I guess that's because ass is actually a donkey. So I guess
I think if
as
you
this is
click
run
on
by
his name,
English.
you can report him if you click on his.
Oh, can you?
Oh, can
should
I?
we? Should
Yeah.
we? You can't
If he
click
gets
on
more
it. You can't
points.
do that on the Twitch stream.
Well, he
but-
had a good week though. He had 90.
Yeah, he had a good week as well. They're all Forest fans, all the Yanks.
Did we talk about the bottom of the table? Neil?
Well, we're
Can
going to
we
have to
a
talk
look
about
at
the
them?
bottom of the table because the other person in the poll is.
The reason I
yeah.
say about that report is I noticed it not because I want anybody to report Mike's name, is because I think I looked up Angelo. I was looking at Angelo's team and his. Can you scroll back up? I can't see
He's
his
Bumblebee or something.
Bumblebee. I think Bum. You get a flag for that, so you can report
Really?
his as an offensive.
That's outrageous.
Isn't
It says Bumblebee.
Yeah,
Which got Bum
Wow.
in it.
Right.
Bum.
Well,
bum's a good word. Isn't
How
it?
did I do this week, Neil?
you got 84 points, which is pretty
Oh, that's
good.
That's pretty good.
It's just as well, really. If you carried on the way you were going, you would be bottom of the league. But
Kevin
you're,
Fairweather's not. He had a good week,
had
but
a
he's
good
not doing
week.
very well, is he?
well, he's doing better than Fraser.
Yep.
Which is a measure of how bad Fraser's doing, I guess.
It's
Compared to his
absolutely
usual
shocking.
form.
Where is he? I can't see him.
He's there, 29th.
29th. Ding. Okay.
29th
it's-
out of 32.
I don't think I've ever had a number that large next to my name.
When it
You
comes to
haven't-
measurements as well.
You haven't
Yes.
broken
Oh,
the 1,000-point
absolutely.
mark yet.
No chance.
Yeah.
That's grim.
Oh, apparently, Simu's still in the chat, and he says Mike Redmond's name was a boat's name he saw when he was fishing.
Your
Oh,
sister's ass, was it really?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The origin story of your sister's ass.
But I want to know the origin
Exclusively
story
revealed.
of that boat now. I wanna-
yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna
Classy.
follow it up. So Paul Davis then, not doing
Yeah.
well.
No,
At the bottom.
Taffman. Taffman, you know Taffman. He's in your Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah. Loves his retro
Taffinator.
games. Yeah. So yeah, he's having a stinker. He's usually up the top. To be fair. I don't know what's
Anyway.
happened this year.
What I'd like to address is the fact that there was some shit talking going on earlier today.
There was.
I'm just going to bring it up here, and I'm just going to would like just to point out what was said here. Okay, this is my rebuttal to this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where's Footy? So Neil and Lewis, my my brother from another mother, were sitting here shit talking about me, and one Neil Kahuna here said something about Fraser's forwards will be hitting the side netting at best. Okay.
That's because I said I'd already slated you before that, and he posted a gif saying shots fired, and I said if they were from your forwards, they would be hitting the side netting at best.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
The
you can't
point
just
still
come in at the end.
the point still stands that you're shit talking my forwards, but my forward line did really well this week.
Oh, good for them.
So yeah, easy. João Pedro finally picked up.
Yeah.
Jesus got me
Right.
12 points, and Isaac is in there now with
That's
7.
him done for the rest of the season, I imagine.
That's that's a good front line.
Well done. I
Good
played my wild card, by the way.
team. How'd that work out for you?
I played it literally this week, so we'll find out in the next few weeks.
Oh,
won't
you
we, I
played
guess.
this week. Okay, all right. Okay, cool. All right.
The big man's back.
Oh, you're putting Haaland back in?
I'm going early. I'm going early before everyone starts putting him back in, and when he starts firing.
Yeah. I was thinking about that, but I think there's too many options of people who are.
Yeah. Well, I've got Salah as well still. So, and I've got all right. It looks okay to me at the minute, but
All right, well,
we'll see.
good luck.
You don't mean it.
No. What else have we got?
Head to head quickly. You lost actually in head to head.
Yeah,
Mr. Barkley.
to Christian. Yeah,
Yeah.
he had a
So,
stonker.
yeah, he had a good week. He had a really good week. Forrest did well again, obviously. Keeping lots of clean sheets, Forrest. Mr. Pilch Reed. 96 points last week. He did bench boost, but 96 points. not bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then the head-to-head. I'll look at the standings quick. This is where you are actually bottom.
Yeah, okay.
5 points adrift at the bottom. This is
All right. Are you serious? Really?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Bad. It's bad news, mate. So this works. I don't know. Like this is a head-to-head.
That's
so
what they
you
said.
get a
You know,
fixture
when they examined my body, Neil. It's bad news.
We haven't seen anything this bad since Fraser's 24-25 fantasy team.
It's barely put together, Mr. Chin.
Yeah. Well, Dave's only ahead of you. 1 place ahead of you, and it's up to me to attempt to get anywhere near the top, I guess, in this league.
You're not even anywhere near the top anyway.
Well, I'm only 14 points off top, which is only
14 points.
Only not
it's
5.
Giving me the
it's
large
5 points off second.
I'm
5 points off second,
it's
mate.
the end of the world. I'm 5 points off the bottom, and you're 14 points off the top.
But I'm 5 points off second because top is 9 points clear of second. He's absolutely stonking it.
He's absolutely stonking it, isn't he? Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's all about the Kins.
I suggest that next time Fraser's in London, we'll go see him. We do a pub quiz.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
That was a good transition, Neil. What the
nice,
fuck you can't be doing that and just say like, oh, whatever. Sneaky boy. Yeah, I reckon do a pub quiz.
All right.
I'll let you know where we've got that after the show, Mike.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Pub quiz. It's on.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm definitely up for that. I love quiz. We had a quiz New Year's Eve.
Is that the football done?
That's the football done. Was that a transition? Or
no, it was the worst transition.
A segue.
This is we got the old second driver here. This is backseat driver.
Oh, here we go. See who's asking about.
Look at him. He's sitting there dunking his biscuit in his tea. Like
so
nothing's happened. He just completely derails everything. Chucks in the hand grenade and then goes back to dipping his cookie in his tea. Let's move on then to. Oh, we don't have any listeners. Do we have any listener stuff?
We had a Happy New Year's.
I thought you said, have we got any listeners? Like, no.
Do we have any listeners?
No one listens. We got rid of them all ages ago.
Been working on thinning that herd out.
Yeah.
Well, MS Rangers wished us a Happy New Year on Blue Sky.
I know Chipper wished us a happy New Year's and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, thank you, everyone. All right, let's move on then to what we've been doing. Neil, do you want to start?
It was New Year's Eve, so we had loads of people around, and you'll struggle to believe this, I got incredibly drunk.
No. Incredibly drunk? How much did you drink?
I have no idea. Lots.
What did you drink?
I was drinking Peroni. And
Mike loves beer too.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, mate. Oh, mate. Oh, beer.
I bet you were on antibiotics though, New Year's Eve, weren't you?
I couldn't drink on New Year's Eve. Funny enough, I do, and you know me. You've all been out with me. You know me.
You're always at the bar.
I'm always at the bar, drinking stuff.
Last one standing.
Yeah. No, I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself New Year's Eve. Can you remember midnight?
No, not really. I barely remember midnight. I remember having a music quiz, but I feel that was after midnight.
So what happened then? You had some friends around,
a load of people
friends
around,
and family?
Lots of drinking.
Who are your friends? Are they people from
Well, they're
school?
not my friends,
Old
really.
Friends?
They might be listening, to be honest, because my wife was blabbing around the Seal podcast on New Year's Eve to all of her friends. Our friends.
Oh,
say they're
she's
friends.
proud of
they're
you.
our friends.
She's proud of you.
And I was just like, oh, for fuck's sake, can you stop?
No, my man, right? He's got a podcast, right? And I listened to it, and it's pretty good, and he's pretty famous.
No, you know how it went down, Mike. It went down like this. One of the ladies was like this. Lou, have you left that no good for nothing Neil yet? Have you left him? He's useless. He's no good for anything. He is good for something. He's got a podcast.
He's got a podcast. Because no one's got a podcast these days.
No one.
It's
so
rare.
hard. But this one's got good transitions on the live stream. So,
you know what? You don't get many podcasts with white blokes on it, do you?
No.
Do you know what I mean? There's
not in the middle-aged. Not middle-aged ones.
Yeah. Another thing about crypto. Right, yeah. No, she's proud of you, Neil. She's proud of you.
I don't know about that. She's just finding some crumb of comfort that, to cling to.
So you had a good
Yeah.
good bunch of friends around.
Yeah.
Absolutely hammered. Any
Nice.
regrets from the night?
Oh, I had fucking
Got off with the dog.
no. I was going to say something there, but I won't.
It's 2 minutes, yeah.
Don't.
Yeah,
It
that would
won't-
have just
it
got me into
doesn't
big
know.
trouble. So
Yes.
anyway, yeah, put me right off now. Yeah,
I hear
toilet
that a lot,
troubles.
to be honest. I hear that.
So-
Oh, toilet troubles, right.
Not from a personal point of view, but someone comes up and goes, the toilet's not flushing. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Have you tried the flush button?
Yeah, well,
What was it then? Did somebody
it's one of
lock it
those
up?
weird. No,
You
it
go to your
wasn't that.
cupboard and get out one of your 800
Plungers.
toilet plungers that you bought a
Yeah.
few years ago. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I've
Toilet
got one.
plunger seat.
I've got one on hand nearby if I need it, but I haven't. It
Every
wasn't
house
that.
needs a plunger. You need it. You need it. One of them. You need it.
I needed to use my plunger a couple of times over Christmas, so my sink was draining very slowly. So it's like something's accumulated down the bottom. Let's give it a good old plunge. The biggest
Yeah.
piece of advice I was given recently was when you get your I have one like a traditional wood handle,
Yeah, yeah.
rubber bellow type thing at the
Yeah,
bottom,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Run it under the hot tap for a while first.
Oh, that's a
Get
good
it
one.
nice and warm and pliable before you get in there. Yeah, it works.
What if your sink's overflowing though?
You go to another sink. It's all right.
Okay.
you
Yeah,
can-
get another
yeah.
sink.
What if you've
That's
only
so-
got one sink?
Yeah, if you one of those fancy 2 sink houses.
Oh, look at
What-
Mr.
what-
Two Sinks.
There's
Hey.
a bloody Chinny 2 sinks over here.
Spoilers, I've got 4.
Oh, Jesus Christ, every
Holy
sink's-
smokes, really? No, I'm not. Oh, we're
Who
playing
thinks I've
that
got-
game, are we?
I think I've only got 2.
Yeah,
3.
You must
3. I
have
got
more than
3.
that.
3,
3. I got 3.
5.
I've got
I
2 sinks on my
6.
kitchen.
You got 6.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
Two sinks in the basement, 2 in the kitchen, and 2 upstairs.
That's so cool.
Ah.
I'm so I look at you differently
How
now.
many B days have you got?
1 here.
You know what? I've
Actually,
been
in
left
that
a
room.
B- No,
I've been thinking about B days. Right.
Mate, you'll never go back.
I know. It changes your
Think
life.
of all
like,
the
you
money
can-
you save on like toilet
You know,
paper.
it's like it's.
But
you-
nothing to that is not the advantage.
I have said what you said. I have said that to so many people in my life now. You know, when you say if poo landed on your arm and you cleaned it with a dry cloth, would you be satisfied that it's clean? No. You have to have moisture. I think you said that to me. I'm sure you
Possibly, it makes sense, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
and I'm like, that is the most sensible thing I've ever heard in my life, right? And that's how we treat our bum holes, right?
Right.
We just assume that they're clean with dry paper, right? And that's just wrong.
It's
Well,
not true.
You don't have to use dry
Especially
paper.
after Christmas, when
No, I
things
know,
are coming out
you-
like paste. It's just
Yeah.
not going to happen, is it?
This is too
Yeah.
grim. That's too much information.
No, it's not. Chat, what do you think? Is this too grim?
Look, okay,
well-
I'm going to cut straight to the chase here. One of the things, right? Blokes, especially if you're someone who sits down like in the office all the time, you know what it's like. It gets a bit sweaty down there. And like you get to the afternoon or whatever like that, and you're like, what's that fucking smell? And you realize it's your gooch, right? You're just like, holy shit. Right?
This is what I have a stand-up job, so I don't have
right,
this
tell,
problem.
tell me you
You-
don't know what I'm talking about, right?
I
I
don't know.
don't, I don't
And-
know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
okay, liars.
You,
And
you're on your own here.
since I got a B-day, never happened again. Never happened again.
Well, like I see, I've been thinking about getting a B-day, and my wife's like, I don't know. And I said this dry thing to her, and I was like, yeah, but you can get those toilet wet wipes. And like, I don't think, even though they are made for flushing, I still don't think they're very good for flushing, even though they say they are.
There's
still
two things
think-
wrong with that. It's expense and it's wasteful.
Yeah, and
right?
it's
Do you feel
wasteful,
quite
and I
nice
still-
though?
Oh yeah, it is quite nice. Yeah, it's kind of like a little treat, especially if you get the mid one. Ooh. But like the
Little coconut whiffer.
I
as
still
well?
have this suspicious feeling of like, I still think I'm gonna be cleaning these wipes out one day of my toilet because it's all gonna get blocked. Do you know what I mean? Even though I know they.
No,
sort
it
of
won't be
break
your
and stuff.
house. It'll be the one a few doors down. That's
Yeah,
what
well-
happens near us.
Nice, isn't it? Somebody's using wipes on this street. I know, fucking unbelievable. So I'm in the market for a B-day, but have you got, Fraser? This is what I want to know, because I know someone that's got like a water gun like that
Oh,
hangs
yeah.
next to
Yeah,
their,
yeah, yeah.
and they have to like.
What, like a shower?
No,
a shower head,
no,
basically,
no,
attached to the
mine-
toilet.
no. Mine's
Sort of
like a
like-
little thing that clips underneath the toilet seat,
Yeah,
and,
that's what I want.
and then it hangs down into the toilet.
Yeah,
And then
that's
when
what
you
I
turn
want.
it, you've got controls on the side, and then when you turn it on, the little nozzle
That's what I
comes
want.
and squirts
That's
out
what I
your
want.
battery and then goes away afterwards.
Yeah, that's what I want.
And
That's
the
what I
first,
want.
and when you know, you have to get one just for the experience. Like the first time you use it, honestly,
Yeah.
you feel like you're drinking water through your bum. It's the most amazing sensation.
Can you
No,
can you get a
After
smart
I've
one?
heard it's like when Matthew McConaughey goes into the black hole. It's like you see the center of the universe and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, oh my god, I can see everything all time at once.
It's yeah.
You know. But so I'm in the market for it.
You're
But
not just in the market, you're excited about it
I'm
deep
excited
down.
about it. So
It
I've got
is. It's
I've
an
got the
exciting
plumbers.
thing.
I've got the plumbers coming round, and I get on with my plumbers. They're good guys, honest, good price. Say when they're good guys. But they've started to learn that I'm like they laugh at me a lot now, right? Like so I started to
Say
I've
like
got
part
that
of your
kind of
family or something.
no like that I say things and they go, he's fucking mad, isn't he, that Mike? He's just fucking crazy. And I rang him and I said, I heard Tom, I heard that B-days change your life, and he just pissed himself for like 2 minutes. I was like, "Is this true? Is it life changing event?" And he was like, "Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah, yeah." It's like, I think I need one, mate. I think I need one. So I think he's gonna fit one in, but I haven't really told the wife about it. So what I've learned about my wife
That'd be
is
a
that
lovely surprise for her one day.
if I just do it, it's done, and she'll be like, "We don't need to do that. What are you doing that
Yeah,
for?"
just ask for.
And
It's better
then
to ask for forgiveness, isn't it?
and then it's like, well, it's done, and she loves it after a while. Like I'll buy stuff like I don't know, like this thing for like like Christmas decorations. I bought a lot of Christmas decorations without telling her. I just put them all up, and she's like, "Oh, they look really nice, actually." Like, but if I'd have said like, "Should we get that?" She would have gone, don't know about that, don't know." So what I've learned is just get it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Let's keep the
so,
receipts.
so
I think
that's
that works both ways. I mean, like it's I have a similar thing here. Like my wife bought a rug for the living room, right? And I'm like, did we need that? I don't recall thinking that my life was lacking. But of course, it'll go down. I'll be like, that's really nice,
yeah,
right?
a rug,
Or it's like, or
is
I buy the, or
yeah,
I go to buy a television for the living room, right? And I'm like,
yeah,
I better buy a 55, right? Let's get that 40 out of here. Let's get up to a 55.
yeah,
My wife said, it's going to
mm,
be too big. It's going to, whatever.
yeah,
You get it
yeah,
in there, it's like, oh, that's nice, right?
Mm.
yeah.
It works both ways.
I'm trying to think if there's something that she's bought that I've gone, oh, that's nice. No.
There and there, isn't there?
Maybe
Sorry,
you need to
Tara.
do that a bit more.
All right, what else you got on your list there, Neil? You got something else? Car gadget? What's this?
Oh right, yeah. I had to. My car's got a bit of an issue, so I feel like I
Oh,
needed to treat it.
Excellent.
The car,
sorry, Neil. I know Fraser probably on it. What are you driving these days?
the Fiesta's still around, knocking about.
Fiesta. What year?
2009.
Okay, yeah, okay. I think I know what shape
It's a
that is.
nice, it's
I
a
have
nice,
one of those.
nice looking little car. Nice looking little car. Classic
I think
Fiesta
I have.
shape. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
it's
yeah,
modern,
cool. Got it.
but no,
Looks nice.
it's
Looks
not
nice.
old.
Yeah, I like a Fiesta.
Yeah, well, you can't get them anymore because they stopped making them. It's now the Puma you have to buy. I think is
Oh,
the
is it?
replacement. Is the Fiesta replacement?
Oh, my first car
It's
was
like a tall Fiesta, a Puma, I think.
Puma. Let's have a look at it.
Anyway, so it
Okay.
gets wet on the interior, on the carpet, particularly behind the driver's seat.
Oh, I've had this problem.
Ooh,
I
have you got a
think-
sunroof?
No, there is no sunroof. I think
Okay.
No.
there are multiple entrance points, but large problem. A common problem is the rear light cluster is where it gets in, and I can't be asked to fucking find out where it's actually coming from.
Does it smell of like mold and weeds?
Well, it gets a bit. My older kids were like, "Oh, it smells funny in this car," and I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I was like, "Yeah, that's because the fucking floor's soaking wet, basically."
Yeah. I had the exact problem with the Corsa. I had a
Yeah.
2002 Corsa, and I had that same problem.
But obviously, today, the last couple of days, been a bit chilly.
Mm.
So, what don't you want in the inside of your car when it's a bit cold out?
Water.
Water. Because the water
Defrosts
is
on the inside, doesn't it?
the
Polar bears.
windscreen
Yes.
is completely soaked on the inside,
Yeah.
and it's just like
Yeah.
takes. Literally, I ran the engine for about half an hour to get the fucking moisture off the inside of the windscreen. I was wiping it with tea towels,
Do you
and
have
it
air
just
conditioning?
fucking doesn't. Yeah, And
you
it's
get
a
that on
heated.
still,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. It was just took
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ages to get rid of it. It was
I had
fucking
to
loads of it.
scrape the ice on the inside of my windscreen and my
Yeah.
Corsa.
Yeah.
I
Well,
was like,
I've
what the
got a
fuck
heated
is this?
front windscreen, so I just stick that on and it melts it. But then there's just loads
Oh
of water
no,
everywhere.
no.
So
I never found the cause of the leak on my
no.
Corsa.
Well, I
I
haven't
remember
bothered to
because
find
it
out.
smelled. It used to smell of weed,
Right.
and I picked up my mate
What,
who was a
like you'd
copper.
weed or?
No, of weed, of marijuana, and I
Right.
picked up my copper mate Mark,
The
and he went,
devil's lettuce.
and he got in the car. And he was like, "Stinks of weed in this car." I was like, "It's damp. It's damp, Mark. It's not weed." Anyway, do you want some cocaine? Is what I said.
You know, when cops don't go for weed, they go straight for the coke.
Yeah, yeah. I never found the source of it, Neil. On mine.
No.
I never.
The
I never
evidence
got.
room. Oh, you mean yours? Okay.
Yeah, I never found the where the entrance
You
point
probably
for the water.
just got rid of the car before, like.
I tell you what happened to that car. I emotionally let go of it. The engine light came on, and where most people would go, "Oh, I need to do something about that," I ignored it.
Yes.
That's fine.
And then one day, I was driving to Chester with Tara, and the engine light started flashing,
Yeah, if it flashes, that's bad.
and I
If it's
went,
on, it's
"Oh, that's new." And about 5 minutes later, the car just stopped working, and I got out and I looked at the back of the car, and it literally looked like it shat itself. Like there was just oil everywhere. And the RAC man, who was very, very nice, because we was on the way to Chester, he offered to take us to Chester and then take us back to Wolverhampton on the Sunday, so we could still have the weekend in Chester. And it would work out for him somehow. He says, "Oh, that would work out better for me if I took you back on Sunday, because that's another job done for
He
me on
gets the
Sunday."
weekend in Chester as well.
No, I think it I don't know,
like
but he said
that.
it just sort
I
of,
like that. The guy's so accommodating. He's like,
yeah,
we can
yeah.
make this work.
Yeah, he's like, you know what,
That's
that'll work
good.
out for me. You get a weekend in Chester, I'll come pick you up on. So we got a weekend. It was nice, but he got in the car, and you knew it was rough because he got in the car, and he tried to drive, and then he pulled the handbrake up, and the fucking handbrake came off in his hand. Right, and he just said to me, "You are never driving that car again." And I went, "Thank fuck."
Sometimes
Because
you need the decisions
oh,
made for yourself, right? You're never gonna let it go until
no.
somebody just takes it from you.
And they took the car back to my drive. We had the weekend just. We took the car back to my drive, and I left it there for like a year, right? And I just opened it one day, and there was like a mold society that had already like evolved to nuclear phase. It was like civilization. Do you know
Like
what I
one of
mean?
Dave's game Dyson sphere, they're getting
Yeah,
ready
and
to
they were
break the
already
atmosphere.
at nuclear, and I was like, wow, there's a whole society. You know, the king lived on the gear stick. You know what I mean? Like it was all
One
organized.
day we shall reclaim the handbrake.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We shall find the source of the water and all this sort of stuff. And it was just mold in there, and I was like, "What am I going to do?" And my dad just rang the scrap man, and one day I came back and the car was gone.
Yeah,
And
magic.
I got like, yeah, I was like, I let emotionally, I let go of that
Could
car
have
now.
donated
I
that
just
to
couldn't.
medical science.
Yeah, but well, there you are. No, so I just never found. I did get annoyed that I never found where that water was coming in from. I never. Thinking about it as an adult now, I'll probably try and investigate it a bit more. But like,
No,
no.
you don't. It's too busy. There's too many other things you need to deal with.
So what are you going to do then? Because it's a bit of a problem, that water coming in.
Yeah, well, sometimes it's not wet, so
So
I don't
Yeah,
know.
but see, that's what I used to do.
sometimes it's not a problem.
Sometimes it just
Yeah.
dries out and it's fine. I just need a sustained period of not freezing cold and not raining.
You know,
And what I did think about was doing
leave
was
your windows open.
no, of course I don't fucking leave my windows open,
That might help though.
especially when it's raining.
You have a driveway though, right?
Yeah, but no porch, no garage.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I would leave the windows open, try and get some of it to dry out, right?
Well, what I have got a dehumidifiers in there, but they don't really end up doing a great
You
deal.
just need to like rip the carpet up and just
Yeah,
pour
it's a
water over
fucking
it,
right
don't you?
ball ache, isn't it?
It is a ball ache, isn't it? Yeah, I agree.
Because you have to
Just
take all
need
the
to sort
fucking
it the fuck
seats out and
out.
everything, and it's just like, is it really worth
Yeah.
it? I'm just going to get rid of the car.
Just find the leak or get rid or don't.
Well,
whatever.
What I was
We all
going to
know
do, the
which-
last time I got it sorted, it dried out because obviously it was summer and it didn't actually rain for a few weeks. So it's actually dried out quite nicely inside. I was like, what I should do is buy like a car cover, Like for people who've got classic cars,
Mm,
and they just cover their
It's a good
car up
idea.
when they're not right
That's a
driving
good
it.
idea, actually.
And I was like, that's fine, but then when I drive it to work, I'm going to look a bit weird putting a big cover over my Fiesta.
Yeah. I
So-
don't like to get scratches. Thank you.
Just
But,
go
yeah.
round. I'll tell you what you should do. Here's what you should do. Go out. And this is what I did with my car. So my car, I had a problem where the sunroof.
This was your sill.
Your
Your sill
do
problem.
you remember the sunroof?
Yeah, we had this. This was
they have-
definitely a title of a show. I feel like at some point.
Yeah, so sunroofs basically leak, right? They leak. There's no ifs or buts. So they all have drains on them that run through the side panels and down, and they get blocked. And so what happened with mine was the drain plugs got blocked. So it rained, filled up the sunroof, it spilled into the passenger compartment and fucked all the electrics on the sunroof. I couldn't
Wow.
open my sunroof or whatever, dripped down into everything, fucking ruin it. But the upshot was the only thing that really got fucked up was I couldn't open my sunroof. So I silicon sealed all around the sunroof. Problem solved, never had another problem. So you should get a silicon seal gun and go round
Seal the entire car up so I can't get in the doors or anything.
No, but
The doors, yeah.
Your
seal the
doors aren't your
doors.
problem, right?
No, I don't know where it's coming. I just know I've searched that before, and that was a common area where it comes through the light, and there does appear to be like condensation on the inside of the rear light cluster.
Yeah, I never.
So-
thought
Well,
of
then
that.
get in there, son. Get in there with some
Get in
silicon seal,
there.
seal it up, and job be done. Who gives a fuck?
Not me.
It's your car.
Yeah.
Just silicon seal it up. Just fucking plaster it on there. Who gives a shit?
But I'll get the blue tack out. I definitely fixed my first car with blue tack and fuse wire.
Nice.
This doesn't surprise me.
It was a Fiat 126.
I'm gonna say
the throttle was not broken. There was a little incline on the throttle, and I just literally tied it up with fuse wire and stuck a load of blue tack on it to make it stick. It worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. If it fixes it, works. All right. I've only got a couple of things. I've just been mainly been watching a lot of TV. It seems
Ooh.
like, just trying to escape the pressures of modern life. I've been
Yeah.
immersing myself in some television. We watched Day of the Jackal. We finished that, the new series.
Oh
with,
yeah, with the chap, with the
Eddie
guy.
Redmayne. What's his
Yeah,
face?
Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, yeah. Is he good? Is he good?
Yes.
It's good. Are you watching it, Neil?
Well, we got to a certain point where he's been. Where does he go to? He's got a job to kill a man. The
Yes.
man who's going to fuck all the rich people up by doing.
Oh yeah.
So he's got
UDT,
So
whatever his
he's
name
gotten to the point where he's gone back to meet his friend
Yes.
and had a little clink session with him.
Yes.
And that was where we got
Yes.
to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm not going to do any spoilers. It's good. I would say people should watch
Yeah.
it. I personally was disappointed
At the end,
in
or
at the end.
Did
I was
you-
disappointed.
did you watch the
But-
original film or read the book?
Yes, I can't remember it though.
No.
So
Yeah, it doesn't really
tempted to
have
go
that
back
much
to
to
it.
do with it, does it? I don't think.
No, I think they've taken a lot of poetic license, plus being picked up for a second series, right?
Oh, is it?
So,
Ooh,
yeah.
This is my problem with TV shows is they just don't
They
end.
no, they can't stop them if they're successful.
They just don't stop
right. That's my
until
issue.
they crash. Until
Where's
they
my
crash.
I want my closure.
They have,
you
they just have
know.
to make them shit so that
Um,
they stop them.
And I certainly feel like that was a 10-part series that they could have easily have got that down to 6.
Yeah.
There's
It's
just
like-
such a load
like
of
Slow
10
horses.
episodes. Let's do an episode where, one of them cries a bit. It just never end. I feel like you've got to be like a really big show or really disciplined to say, I'm doing 5 seasons and I'm done. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I feel like a lot of these TV shows, oh yeah, season 1 and 2, they're brilliant. And because I've never seen The Mandalorian, and everybody's like, season 3 is crap. So I'm like, now do I want to see it?
I think season 1 was great, and then that was it. I was done. I didn't need any more. Right.
So it just that's
Yeah,
why I like the
I only
film.
watched
'cause
season
you
1
like
of that.
the film's done.
yeah, I'm suffering the same with Silo, so that was on my list as well. So we're into season 2 of Silo. Honestly, I'm not paying attention while it's on now. I'm just
Oh
done with it.
really?
And I don't think it's that great, honestly. I don't really find the story that compelling. And the other problem I have is the whole premise of Silo is around this underground bunker that houses 90,000 people or whatever. And I
Mhm.
don't feel like they ever capture that, because you
Right.
recognize they're using the same set pieces over and over. And You know,
Yeah.
like they have all these people rioting, but you know, you look and the way they do I mean, you're in the biz, Mike, so you know it, right? They do all the angles or whatever, and you're like, that's only about 10 people. That's not
It's
really
like
the mob.
it's like one
That's
of
not really
Trump's
the angry.
crowds.
Yeah, it's not like the angry
Yeah.
mob I really was expecting. So
Yeah.
it's all right. I mean, some of the actors are all right. You know, some of the. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
Oh, I haven't
convinced.
started season 2. It's free this weekend, isn't it? Apple TV Plus. You got 2
Is
days
it?
to
Is it?
smash as much Apple TV as you want for the next for
Um,
Saturday and Sunday.
But I heard a rumor there it was going to go the way of the dodo, Apple TV.
Really?
all right.
Yeah.
Well, they
It's
make a
just
Well,
lot of good
I know
TV,
that
but
they've
they
spent
probably ain't getting the money back.
they've spent money on certain projects that haven't gone so well. So like the one that I heard of was the movie Fly Me to the Moon,
yeah.
No,
which was
which is probably a sign.
Channing Tatum, and I think it might be
Oh,
is it
it's Scarlett Johansson, isn't it?
Scarlett Johansson, and it was funded by Apple TV, and they tested it to a screen to an audience, and the audience actually liked it, and they was like, oh, this is actually like a really good film. Um, so they released it on the cinema, and then it bombed. So like they keep making these choices where like they're funding these films to get bigger, and a lot of them aren't paying off because it was supposed to be like a TV just go straight to Apple TV, and sorry, a movie that goes straight to Apple TV, and they've done that several times, and a lot of their TV shows like that one with Jennifer Aniston and stuff, they start well and then they dip, and people are falling off. So I think they struggle.
There's a big one
Um,
coming back this month. I see me points out. Severance is back 17th of January. That's
oh yeah,
that was
that's that
hugely
chap there.
like well, I say popular. I don't think how popular it was, but it was definitely critically acclaimed. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
really enjoyed it. I don't know if you've watched the first one, but that was like
I haven't. No,
that
I
that
keep saying
No,
I'm
no.
going
it
to.
was like it just ended, and I was like, oh no, I can't wait for season 2. It
Yeah.
was a massive
So,
cliffhanger at season 1. So
I just, I don't enjoy TV shows just because they never. If a TV show says like, right, season 4 we're finished, we're done, then I'm more tempted to watch it because I know that I'm gonna.
I would say
Mm.
to that end, if I was to, I think, oh, is Sugar on Apple TV?
I think so.
That's a
That's
definite. That's
the
a
what's his face?
Colin
Colin
Farrell.
Farrell. Yeah,
6 episodes, job
one
done.
season. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 season, 6 episodes, job done. I enjoyed it. It's got a nice
Yeah.
twist. I could recommend that. The other thing though that we did watch the other day was Conclave, which is the
You
big
go to
film.
the cinema.
Oh yeah, with the popes.
Mm,
It's at the cinema.
yes, we watched it at the
Oh,
cinema.
you watched it at the cinema.
That's right. I'd forgotten. It was at
Yes,
the cinema.
yes.
Yeah,
Picture
that's all
House.
right. That was one of those
That looks
movies.
good.
I don't know if it looks good. I mean, but
No,
just everybody,
no,
but
no. I
every,
know that I'd like it because it's
yeah,
like it's just a thriller, isn't it? It's like
it's
yeah,
more a mystery than anything else.
right, yeah.
Um,
I think I'll be into it.
yeah, it's a really weird one. I mean,
It's
it's all
about
about
electing a
it's
new
about
pope, isn't it, or something?
yeah, it's
Yeah,
about about
but
running the con.
it's all the like the snide
Yeah.
fucking shitness that goes
It's
on in the
really weird.
background.
It's a really weird watch because we started watching it and it's relatively slow. It's all about all these cardinals and them meeting to get a new pope and the pomp and the ceremony and all this sort of stuff, and nothing seems to really be happening. But I'm like, holy shit, an hour's just gone. What happened? Like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's good. It's well worth the watch. I
I'll
do
be into
recommend
it.
it. Yeah,
Well,
Well,
I heard
Ralph
someone talking about it.
Ralph Fiennes is just
he's very good in it. Yeah,
Someone was going on about this film Conclave, and I was like, they were giving it some big props, and I was like, oh, okay, so check it out. And I saw it was about electing a pope, and I was like, I don't know why I'd want to watch
yeah.
that.
No. I think I've got to that age now where I'm like, oh yeah, look at the Pope. Yeah, yeah, I'll watch that. You
it's
know?
the sort of movie that I said to my wife, I really want to watch this.
Yeah,
I know I'm hearing good things. I don't know why. The old man in me is saying, it's like you, Mike. The
yeah,
old man
yeah,
in
yeah.
me is saying
I
that
want to
this is
watch
what I
it.
need to watch.
Yeah,
And my
yeah,
wife's like, all
yeah.
right. And then, of course, she was
No,
all in
we're
when
at a
we when
point
it got
now
going. So
where we're at a point now. Tara and I have agreed. I have to be better at watching things on my own because I don't watch TV or movies on my own ever. I always watch them with Tara. Um, so, but that's so difficult now because we very rarely have the time to watch TV, and when we do, we have to sort of agree on it. So I'm like, you know what? I think we just have to watch stuff separately. And she's like, yep, that's fine, and we'll watch something together. Like we'll watch Squid Games together or something. But yeah, so I'm gonna get better at trying to watch movies on my own because
I
I
mean,
just,
I'm in that phase now, and this has happened to me for a long time. I go through these ups and downs. So right now, I'm in the ascendancy of a TV phase again, and I'll watch a
okay.
ton of TV, and
Mm,
then in a month or two's time, that will drop off, and I won't be interested in TV for another few months. And I'll hate it
yeah,
all, and it's all crap.
yeah. No,
Uh,
movies. I'm into movies at the moment. I think
we
that's what I
watched
watch.
Batman Begins on Christmas Day.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know,
it's a good one.
which was it was good actually. I hadn't
Does it
seen it
hold
for a
up?
while. It does
Oh,
hold
actually,
up
it
very
does.
well. Yeah, yeah, it
Yeah,
does for sure.
it's like almost
Um,
20. It's 18 years old. That film.
Yeah, yeah, it's a long time. So,
Wow.
I
what
think I'm a
about
bit
you?
done with superhero shit though. I like all that
Oh, I'm
Marvel
not.
just got massively overdone,
I
and I
haven't
was just like,
watched
oh,
the Deadpool and the
Ah,
Wolverine. I
no, I
haven't
haven't
watched
either.
that.
oh, that's great. I enjoyed that movie. I've seen it
Yeah,
three
that looks
times
like.
now.
I feel like I have watched it though, because I see so many clips of it
Yeah,
on Tick and Talk, and I'm like, I feel like I've seen this now. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know, I
It's
get
worth
all the
watching. It's worth
yeah,
watching it in proper. I would say though that, and I was looking through a list today of all the movies that are coming up over the next year that this guy was recommending. But the one that
right,
stands out for me, I am really looking forward to the new Superman movie. I want to
yeah,
see Crypto the Super Dog. That's all I want to
oh
see.
oh
As
yeah,
yeah,
soon
give
as
a
yeah,
they
fuck.
showed a dog with a cape,
yeah.
I'm on board. Let's go.
People were losing their
I look,
shit over that, and I was just like, I
I want
really
some.
don't care. I haven't
I
watched
want some
any of the other
fun.
ones.
But the reason I like the look of it is because it looks like it's going to be fun.
I don't
yeah,
think I've
yeah,
It's
watched a
so
Superman since Superman 2 with Christopher Reeve.
yeah. I thought I
yeah,
was
maybe.
Superman when I was a kid. I was convinced because my dad was ginger. He's grey now, and my brother was ginger, and my other brother was ginger, and I had dark hair. So I was like, I was waiting for that chat, and I was kind of hinting to my dad, I was like, look, if you need to talk to me about where I came from,
When do
like,
I get them?
I
Hey,
know I can jump pretty high. I've been practicing. I've
what
been
happens
practicing.
when I reach maturity, Dad? Are
And there
things
are
really going to change?
this is the absolute truth. There are photos of me, and I'm sorry for the audio listeners. There's photos of me where I do my hair like this, where I get my little curl, and I put it in the center like this. And there's like a photo, but it looks like I thought it looked like Christopher Reeve's curl, right? But it looks like Hitler's mustache, but on my forehead. You know what I mean? It's so bad, right? But I'm convinced of my school photo. I'm like, I look like fucking Clark Kent here. Like it was
Did
more
you
like a
have
different
Did you have
Clark
glasses?
C word.
Yeah.
No. I was just convinced that I was Superman. I genuinely was. I loved Superman. But as an
The
adult,
way you can tell
I
is like if you take your glasses off, you grow about 3 inches.
yeah. Well, maybe. But like as an adult, like I haven't really followed like the DC movies. I barely watch the Marvel movies. I do like them. They're okay. Like they're good fun. They're like stupid movies, aren't they? Like okay, let's
They
just
were,
figure out
and then
how
they
we.
got really fucking boring and tedious.
Then they get really boring. Yeah, yeah. I agree. I think the Avengers like Endgame, Infinity War, they're brilliant, like brilliant films and stuff. But like generally, like a Marvel film is pretty boring to me. Um, but I looked at that trailer, the Superman trailer. I was like, yeah, it looks fine. Look, that's what I want. I want Superman saving, little kids getting run over and all that sort of stuff. And
Yeah,
then,
you want to feel good. Let's have fun.
yeah,
Let's feel good about Superman saving people and
yeah.
kids
But
and
it's
I,
like
ju-
dogs.
that's
I
not
just
like Man of Steel, is it? That's not feel good, is
look
it?
because
They're
like
all
every
too
time
serious.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I look at Man of Steel, and the reason why I've never watched it is because I'm like, that just does not look like fun at
No,
Mm.
all. Like, and Superman for me, Superman is about saving the people, struggling with you know like looking after the people. He has an enemy. He fucks them up. He's OP. Like that's Superman. He's too powerful. He's a shit villain. He's a shit hero, really, because he's just too good. Like he should be just
Yeah.
wrapping people up straight away. Like
that's why you need a
uh,
good villain.
you need a good villain.
That's
So
why
yeah,
kryptonite exists.
yeah, I mean, yeah. As an adult, I do think he's a bit stupid because it's like I don't know what can beat him, like a rock, like a bit of green rock.
He
You know
glows
what I
though.
mean?
Come on.
It's just like so dumb. Um, but yeah, yeah, that trailer looks good. I'm taking my dad to the cinema in for his birthday in January, the end of January, his birthday. He's going to be 81. But my dad is a huge Bob Dylan fan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Huge Bob Dylan fan. And I said to him over Christmas, I said, Dad, there's a Bob Dylan film coming out, and it's got one of the biggest actors in the world. When I tell you who it is, you're going to say, who? But trust me, this man is the biggest actor in the world, Timothy Chalamet. And
He's supposed to be
apparently,
very good in it.
Is he?
He's very good at it, and he took the role really seriously as well. And he's probably after an Oscar, isn't he, or whatever? But you know, he's done really well in it. It's getting really good reviews. And I said, Dad, this movie's for you. And my dad can't see very well, and so I thought, will he go? Like, you know, because he's kind of he's very blind, my dad, and old. So I'm like, will he go? And he's like, even if I could just sit there and listen to it, I'll go. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. He could just listen to the film, couldn't he? Because he's going to sing songs and
Get
stuff.
the
So
audio description, or does he do that?
yeah, we have a cinema that
I
does
mean,
that,
yeah,
and I
but does
did
he
say
actually do that? Like when he's
he
out
doesn't.
filming
No, he
stuff?
doesn't really do. He doesn't watch anything. All he does
Yeah.
he watches YouTube a lot, but it's usually like why the Earth is a ping pong ball or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're living in a hollow Earth or something. He's like, I'm not. I don't believe it, Mike, but it's interesting to watch it. And he plays a lot of bridge. That's what my dad does with his time. But yeah, so I'm going to be seeing that. I like Bob Dylan, obviously, because I've been grew up around it. So that's a film that I'm probably excited. I mean, I'm more excited to take him
Mm.
than I
Yeah,
am
yeah,
to
of
watch the
course.
film.
Yeah.
But because I was so excited to show him Interstellar.
Right.
Oh my god, what a fucking disaster that was! All right,
I still
because
haven't
my dad
seen
is
that.
all I love the film, by the way.
Yeah, I
Right,
think I would really like it, but I just haven't got around to watching it.
my dad has always explained to me, like he loves space, my dad, and he's always explained to me like, oh, you know, if you travel at a certain speed, the speed of light, the time is all relative, so you could come back to Earth, and you know, years and years have passed. And he's always explained that concept to me of like gravity alters time and all that sort of stuff. And I said, Dad, there's a movie, and it's like about the thing that you always used to talk about. It's about like someone, a space explorer, and then he goes back, and everything's fucked, and he's like really young, and his daughter's really old, and he's older than him, and he's like, oh, it sounds great. I said, Dad, just watch it, just watch it. And he came back, he rang me, and he said, I couldn't understand a fucking thing that main character was saying. And I was like, what, Matthew McConaughey? He was like, yeah, whatever. He just mumbles. And I watched the movie back, and I was like, he's correct. My dad is absolutely correct. He just mumbles his way through that film. He's like, oh my god, out. I don't want to go to the planet, you know. And I'm like, my dad couldn't understand him. It's so relative, you know, black holes. And he's right.
That's just what he
He's
does, isn't
right.
it? That's
He
just what
is.
he does.
It's just what he does. He's just a mumbling actor, and he's a good actor. But
He's
like,
done
yeah,
all right.
I was. So I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm going to take this Bob Dylan, and he's going to Timothy Chalamet. Like, the
Does he
fuck's he on?
mumble?
You know.
Does Bob Dylan mumble?
Well, Bob Dylan mumbles. He
He does a bit, doesn't he? Well, you like that? You think he was
Yeah,
nailed
like
on to
that.
like the Interstellar, wouldn't it?
My dad thinks Bob Dylan is like the greatest artist to walk the earth. So we'll see. We'll see
Oh,
what
Bob
he
good
Dylan's
thinks.
luck.
still alive. He's still alive.
Yeah,
Isn't
yeah.
Yeah, he's still great.
he? Yeah.
I was I got an email from Odeon to say that they're doing their I don't know, whatever it is, 15 or 20% off their Limitless 12 months for 158 quid. I was like, that's a lot of
Must
money.
be nice.
But I was like, you
Yeah,
need
it
to
is a
go
lot
like
of
twice a month probably for it to pay off.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
like,
I
I never
currently
go
go
to
to
the
the
cinema.
cinema
Exactly.
twice a decade if I'm lucky.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. But I'm like,
No,
I
you went the
really
other day,
would
though,
like to
didn't you?
go.
Oh yeah, sorry, I went the other day. Of course.
You
That
went
was
the other
that was
day,
the
yeah.
second time this decade.
Yeah.
But I'd like to go to the cinema. I used to like going to the cinema, but it's just
You know,
like,
here's some. I'm gonna interject. Here's something else that I did that I just forgot to put in. I got myself a British passport this week, which I
What?
hadn't got. Yeah,
You
so I've got a
dirty,
Canadian.
filthy bastard.
Yes, I've got a Canadian passport. My British passport had lapsed, so I am a dual nationality. I have dual nationality.
Dual citizenship.
Yeah. Now the reason I say that is not because, hey, I got a British passport. I'm the best, even though I am.
Yeah.
well, no, it's because their British passport is the best passport, obviously.
You know, the British passport is ranked number 5 in the top passports to have.
I think it should be number 1.
Right, and Canadian is ranked number 6, I think. So.
Oh.
Is
So what is number 1? Hello.
The process.
I'm Googling.
Singapore.
I'm Googling.
Really?
Singapore.
Wow.
Yeah. Is that it was remarkably straightforward. And I think it illustrates. So I did everything online. I mean, I still had to do quite a bit for it, right? I had to photocopy all my Canadian passport. I had to submit all that, send all those documents across or whatever. I had to send my old passport, but all the stuff I had to fill in online, it was all straightforward. As long as I followed all the instructions, everything went through pretty seamlessly.
Try doing this in 40 years' time, mate. It won't be so simple.
You were right. The best passport to have is Singapore because you get let into 195 countries.
Wow.
France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and Spain are tied for second. Austria,
Aren't all
Denmark,
of the
Finland,
EU ones
Ireland.
pretty much the same though?
Well, no, because
No, because not every EU country will have the same relationship with other countries, right?
yeah,
So,
we
so
we
the French have all sorts of different. Besides the fact that they're the EU, they have all sorts of different relationships.
we can go into 190 countries without a passport.
Yeah.
But I mean, those other countries are probably shit anyway.
I'll
Aren't
say you only want to leave, go to this one because why would you want to leave it? So good.
they? So good. We got Nando's.
Yeah.
Anyway, my point is,
No, I don't think you've heard. We got Nando's.
we have Nando's here.
What?
Okay, well done.
Yeah, we have Nando's.
They
What was your
started in
point?
Canada.
My point is, I feel like a lot of places, like the UK government, sorting out their like this streamlining. So here's what happened, right? So I wanted to get into the UK government website because I needed to do some work. I need to look into my pension stuff, right? And they're like, you can look at. They're like, you can register with us.
Well, are
You can
you
have a look at your.
taking a UK state pension? Is that what you're talking
Don't worry about it. So here they. So yeah, I worked for it, paid in for it. All right. So anyway, so they're like, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So anyway, they're like, okay, well, you can come and look at all your pension stuff on the government website, but we need to figure out who you are. Do you have any utility bills? No. Do you live in the UK? No. Do you have anything with your address, driving license? I don't have any of that shit. Do you have a passport? I'm like, slaps. So that's why I had to get my passport. Soon as I got my passport, I'm now logged in. I can see all the stuff to do. I don't have, it's all online. Boom, boom, boom. It works pretty seamlessly as far as I can tell. And it was shit like I logged in today to go check my government stuff, right? My pension stuff or whatever like that. And they say, well, we need to verify your identity. Get your passport here. Then they say, we're going to send an app to your phone. Scan this QR code. We're going to send the app to your phone, download the app. That took no time at all before it was all on my phone. Then they went, take a picture of your passport, just follow the instructions on the camera, did that. And then they were like, take your phone, lay it on top of your passport. The phone reads the biometrics within the passport and goes,
Wow.
yeah, that's you. It's all cool now. You're in. And it was all verified within like
Yeah, get your
under
phone,
5
put it on
minutes.
camera, selfie, and then take a picture of your gooch. Yep, that's you. We got it. Got your gooch on, got your gooch on file.
Thoroughly impressed. And it's like the Apple TV. Every app or everything that I am loading onto my Apple TV, it's just a fucking massive QR code comes. It goes, oh yeah, you want to log into that? Just fucking scan this QR code.
All QR codes there.
Don't press a button on my phone. You're in. Job done. I fucking love it. I think shit is really working well. Like we are getting there. You know what I mean? I'm so sick and tired of everyone like, oh, fucking AI is going to take over the world and we're all going to fucking be the pawns of the robots and they're going to fucking inseminate women and we're all going to be in trouble and androids and shit, right? I fucking don't believe it for a second. These machines work for us and they're working well now. I love it. I love it. I love everything interacting. So you look at Neil, he's skeptic. I'm in my fucking pub and I'm going to tell you, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Cash.
Really mob.
Cash is king.
All these quiz questions written by AI.
I had to sign into my PS4. I plugged in and I turned on my PS4 for the first time in a while the other day, and it kept coming up saying sign into the PlayStation Network. So I clicked sign in, and then I had a notification on my phone that said, "Do you want to sign in to PlayStation Network on your PS4?" And I was like, "Yes," and it signed me in. So I was like,
yeah,
oh.
Love it. It's great. It's great. Anyway, that's my amazing story.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, Mike, you wanted to throw in on what we've been doing? Because we're getting pushed for time here now. Let's move on to some games.
I fitted a stairgate. That was my manly tool thing that I did.
Brilliant. How many of those have you got?
3.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We got 3 flights of stairs.
Yeah, I thought I had a lot too.
So yeah, we got 3.
Amazing.
And she's really testing them because I see her like holding on to her, and I'm like, fucking hell, have I installed that correctly? Because she can fly down those stairs if it goes forward.
Yeah.
She's putting a lot of faith in those screws that I put into the wall.
Well, if it's screwed in, none of ours were ever screwed in. They were like all pressure things. Like you have to tighten up things into the wall and all that stuff.
No, I'll have to screw them in. I'll have to get proper ones. I did have the pressure ones, but she just kept on like battering them. She was like, "Fuck this shit, pussy!" Like, what the fuck's this? I can get through this.
How old is she
Yeah.
now? She won yet?
She's 16. Can you believe that? Can you believe that?
16 months?
No, 16 years old.
Oh, come on.
16
How
years
old is
old.
she now?
She's 15 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's good at talking. She
Is she
can. She
walking
can.
yet? I can't remember how old they
No,
are. I'm a typical blokey dad.
uh,
I'm like, when
she
do they
she could.
walk? Even though I've had two of my
No, no.
own.
She could be walking, but no, she could be walking anywhere between 9 and 18 months. But she's not walking. She'll stand up and she'll be like, hey, Dad, look at this, look at this, look at this. I'm gonna walk. Ah, no, I'm not. You prick.
I'll tell you a story just so you be aware. Just don't never.
Yeah.
You can't let your guard down with these kids. My son was
Mm,
he was less than. He must have been less than 2 because I know which house we were in. So somewhere between 1 and 2 years old.
mm.
And we weren't watching one day, and he just fucking opened the front door, let himself out, went down the stairs to the
Yeah.
main door of the apartment, walked outside, went walking down the road. He's
Yeah.
fucking not even 2 years old. I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
things need
himself a job. Went on the street. Got himself a job.
things
Now,
needed.
yes, she can't walk, but she from her point of view, it makes sense though because she's such a fast crawler.
Well, why do I need to
She's
walk?
standing. She's like, well, why do I need to walk? It doesn't make any sense because I can just crawl over to that really quickly, or I can struggle and walk. No, I'm just going to go down and crawl over to it. So I can see a logic. But she's a really good talker. Like the nursery was saying, like how good she is at talking. It surprises
I
me
don't know where she
because
gets that from.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
I don't know.
Right. Let's move on to video games.
She said wanker. No, she didn't. She didn't. She didn't.
All right, let's move on to some video games then. I've got only really one main one to talk about. Neil, do you want to
I'll skip one
do
of
you
them.
want, yeah, I think you can skip one of them that I can see there. Do you want to go on to can you start with Indiana Jones? I've got to just do what I said I got to do. Run off
Ooh.
for 2
Okey-dokey.
seconds. I got to feed the pooch. He's looking at me like he's going to eat
I've
me
been
in a
playing.
second.
I've been playing indie, Neil. So we can go
Okay, good stuff. Because I don't know where you've got to. I'm taking a
I'll tell you what
long
I've got
time in
to.
every single thing that's place that you get
I'll
to,
tell you
which
what
is so
I-
far 2 places.
I'll tell you what I've got to. I've just got onto the blimp.
Right, okay. So I'm a little bit further than you.
So I'm guessing that
Did
I'll go
you
to
spend
Egypt.
absolutely ages wandering around the Vatican then, doing everything?
No, not really. No. Like I did wander around a bit, and I did one sort of big side quest where it's like a gentleman in a hat, and he's like, "Oh, I'm looking for something," and I did that. I can't remember what it was, but I
I
did
can't
it.
remember now. But I know that it's one of those things where you're wandering around doing your main quest, and then you overhear somebody say something, and all of a sudden a
Yeah,
new quest has popped up in your quest log.
yeah.
So it's like, well, I guess I'm fucking doing that then before I move on to the main quest again.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing a lot of. I spent a
Is the next
shitload of time in the
area?
Vatican.
I'm guessing the next area is Egypt, isn't it? I'm
Yeah,
sure they say
yeah.
like it's Egypt. Is that better than the Vatican?
It's bigger, I
Bigger.
guess. It's more open. It's a bit
Right.
sandy.
It's a bit sandy.
But it's a lot more of the same kind of thing, like sneaking around,
Yep.
trying to not get seen by Nazi officers,
Yeah.
eventually finding a disguise, which makes it a lot easier to wander around
Right.
without getting plonked every fucking 2 minutes, and having to be less stealthy when you get the appropriate disguises. There's one in the Vatican, I don't know if you found it, which means you can pretty much wander around completely at will. Well, yeah, there's 2 you need in the Vatican. One's like,
Oh no, I've
you
only
get
got
gifted.
one. I only got
Yeah,
one.
you get one. You get given one
Right.
by your friend Antonio, is it?
And yeah.
Father Antonio, is it? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
something
right.
like that. Yeah.
And he gives you like the priest out clubber.
Yeah, I got that.
There's another outfit somewhere else, which means you can just
Oh,
wander
right.
around all the German area. Sorry, they're not Germans,
Ah.
are they? They're Italian officers. You can just, unless an actual officer guy sees. It's a bit like that was like. It was like in Wolfenstein. It's got very similar mechanics to Wolfenstein. So there was always like the captains who
that
fucking
just keep
clock
on
you
edge.
straight
Yeah.
away. And the
I remember
other
there
guys.
was one section of the Vatican, and I got to it, and it was almost like there was a captain in the way, and I had to get past that captain, and there was no way really for me to do it other than run past him.
Yeah. Well, there's
He
a
would
couple of points where it definitely it's like I'm just gonna like he's literally I've got like a fraction of a second where he turns the other way and I just run past the
no,
other
no,
side.
like there was literally no way, and I just had to run past him as fast as possible.
Yeah, because you don't
And
look suspicious just legging it past. And he's like,
no,
I'm a bit
but he
suspicious.
clocked me though. He'd
Yeah,
clock me. He'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
yeah,
I think, and then about like probably about 10 Nazis
yeah,
would fucking run after me, and I'd run away through a tunnel, through a door into the main area. You know, like the main
yeah,
court
yeah.
area of the Vatican bit that you start off in, and then they'd lose interest, and then I'd walk back. So I had to go back to the I had to go to like I think it was the library because one of the main quests is you go to the library. It's like underground.
Yeah.
You
I
find
can't
like
honestly. I did so much
I don't
there, and
know,
I can't remember which bit's
I don't
which.
know. It's not far from that woman who you got to give medicine to.
Right.
You know, like from her, and yeah. So I went back there, and all the Nazis that had chased me are now walking away,
Yeah.
none the wiser. Like about like
Right. Hang on. That doesn't
15 of
look like
them.
that guy we were chasing 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like behind them going, what's going on,
Yeah.
fellas? What's happening?
As good a
There's a
game as it
lot of
is,
that.
there's definitely like a lot of
There's so
like
much
stupid
weird
AI and
silliness.
shit like that. Just like that.
Yeah, it's
People are
like
just
AI, like
walk
just
into a doorway and then just like not going,
yeah.
just like
There's
stood
just
there.
like
Like, what are you doing?
I went down this like it's like a basement. It's like a storage basement or something, and it's where the quest was, and you have to go to this door, and there was just an NPC bloke, like a father or whatever, just staring into the corner, like doing nothing, and then
He's
because
contemplating his existence, maybe. I don't know.
in this basement, like a fight kicks off with another NPC, and he sees it and goes, "Fucking hell!" I'm like, "This is what you get for hanging around weird fucking alleyways." Just like, "Oh, no, leave me," or whatever he said. Yeah, there's a lot of like enemies just staring at walls on patrol paths. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Just
yeah.
like really dumb shit like that. Um, I don't know. I feel like everything I heard about it though was everybody said like, "Get out of the Vatican." Everybody said,
Mm.
"Get out of the
Oh, I
Vatican."
wish
The
I'd someone had
Vatican's like,
told me that because I just
yeah.
spent ages there.
So so that's why I moved out of it because I was like, I got that
You can
prompt
come
where
back.
they
You come back. I think
yeah,
to the
but
Vatican
I
as
got
well.
that prompt where someone said, "Look, what I think Indy says like, oh, I better finish up everything here before I go to the fountain."
Yeah,
Um, so I was like, fuck this,
I'm off
I
to the
can't be
fountain.
bothered. Yeah, I'm off to the fountain. So I did that. Got on the blue.
How you
I thought,
finding the puzzles? Liking the puzzles?
yeah, I do like the puzzles actually. I think it's an interesting game because it 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 it, it presents you. It's presented with the challenge of how do you make a game for Indiana Jones where you don't Nathan Drake it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
yeah.
you don't shoot everybody and you don't become a mass murderer. So how do you do that? And I think they've come up with a good solution. There is a lot of jank with the enemies, like
Mm.
bonking them on the head and all that. I think it's a comedy game. I think it's
It's a
quite a
bit
funny
funny.
game.
Well, funniest thing I've had. Well, one of the funniest fights I had is I picked up a big fucking sledgehammer, two-handed because you have single-handed weapons and two-handed.
Yeah,
Like you have to hold this with two hands. And I walloped
yeah,
some guy 3 times in the head with a
yeah,
sledgehammer. I was like, and he just
yeah,
fell over it. I was like, I
yeah,
think he'd have been fucking a bit of a
yeah.
mess to be honest
Definitely,
after that.
definitely a concussion going on there. Isn't there? It's like in the Batman Arkham games where Batman never kills anyone. It's like I'm
Yeah,
sure he's giving people. He's put a few people in comas there, definitely. Um, yeah, no, it's a funny game. It's like even when like they all gang up on you, it's like this is hilarious. Like they
yeah,
just
yeah.
look like fucking idiots. Like, um,
It's weird. It's that first-person thing. I think. Like you're having
I think
a
it's weird.
fight, fist fights
Yeah,
in first person, and they're just
because
like
like
right up in your face.
yeah, it's such a dumb thing.
Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So
Um, Yeah, I don't know if I'm really enjoying it. I am enjoying it, but I'm not like chomping at the bit to chomping. Duke always shouts at me.
either way,
Champing, I think.
we're
I
not
think it's
fussy here.
Champions.
champing. Champing at the bit to play it. So I don't know. It's just sort of feels like I've got to play that because I'm playing that at the moment. But I've heard that everybody says get out the Vatican, the game gets better and better and better. So
Yeah,
I'm going to
that's what
trust that advice.
I don't know how many places there are to go to, but yeah,
I think there's
I
a
do
few. I
do
think there's a
get this
few.
thing like I'm now doing the same thing I was doing in the Vatican in Egypt, like just
I'm just
one
wondering
like
around.
oh there's a thing that I need to do, so I'm going to go and do
Yeah.
that thing. and it's not the main quest line.
I didn't find that many things to do in the Vatican. I know there is because I didn't. I could see some of the like those medical bottles that you've got to give to that woman. Like I barely had any,
Oh, I
and
found 15 in the Vatican.
yeah, so I knew there was things that were
But yeah,
missing.
you find more in the Egypt. I think that's just a thing that you do in every location. There's always
but
a person.
It's the same woman.
Not the same woman, but
but yeah, I just sort of felt like, well, I can't really find anything. Like naturally, I've walked around most areas. I feel like I've naturally just come to this conclusion of like, I think I'm done here. Like, I don't think there's anything left. If I hadn't have known, I wouldn't have. Like, if people hadn't said like, there's loads to do in the Vatican, get out of it. I felt like I would have done everything in there, but I clearly haven't.
oh, there's all sorts. Like, there's a place you're going to have like fist fights.
Oh, okay.
And it's like a sort of like a
boxing ring.
You beat but like you beat one guy and then like there's another challenger. I guess I don't know what point it finishes
in the Vatican.
Yeah.
How is that?
Yeah, and guess what?
People throw down.
There's one in Egypt as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I guess that could be a thing everywhere. Yeah. But you have to find the uniform, because otherwise they just like there's a door you knock on, there's like a little slide thing, and it goes piss off basically, unless you're wearing the correct clobber, and then they'll let you in.
Right. That's probably why I didn't see much of them. Yeah,
So,
like
it's
I like
massive
it.
game, absolutely massive game by the feel of it so far.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's fine. People are proper singing its praises. I'm sort of like, it's all right. But I'm not in the thick of it yet. So.
I feel that it is a pretty good. I mean, if it was an Indiana Jones movie, it would be the longest Indiana Jones movie in history.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably looking at like 40 hours by the time I finish this, I reckon.
Yeah.
That's a lot of Indiana Jones.
And the most boring, because for me, it's just waiting for a guy to walk off and clobber him on the back of the head.
Well, I got to the point where I was just like, I got a bit better at the combat. What I did, because I was struggling because I'm mouse and keyboard in. Because it's weird on the controller on PC, it does weird shit. But I've mapped a couple of the combat buttons onto my thumb buttons on the mouse, which is really helping. Like the parry is one now I've clicked it. I can just click a thumb on the mouse, because it was like press a different key that's well off on the keyboard.
Right. Yeah,
so that has really helped from a mouse and keyboard point of view improve. I
don't get in fist fights enough to remember what the controls are that often.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like I get in a fight and I'm like, you know what? I can't remember what the fucking controls are for a fight anymore. Yeah.
I actually got to the point where I actually quite enjoy the fights. So
yeah, I got into a room where they were like, there must have been about fucking 10 blokes trying to fucking box me in, and it was so stupid.
It does get a bit Benny Hill though, because it's like you run out of stamina and you're just like, oh shit, I can't punch, so I guess I'm just gonna run away.
Yeah. And then they fucking proper like get you when you're walking past as well. You try and walk past the guy and they'll like a proper cartoon punch, and you're like, oh my god, it's really hard to sort of dodge them. And like the fight with the giant, because you fight the giant in like the kind of warehousey bit. I thought that was fucking stupid, because I'm like, am I missing a trick here? Because like, have I got to use my weapon trying to trip him up or something? And it was like, no, just batter him.
Just keep beating the shit out of him.
I was like, is that it? Like, this is the stupidest thing. I just thought it was such a bad fight.
I feel like that's the thing though in Indy. Like, if you think, is it Razor Lost Ark? He fights big guys.
Yeah,
that you never should be able to beat, and he's just,
I know. I just thought like, I thought there was like a thing where I've got to hold him with the whip or something, and she throws something at him, and then he's stunned.
She does help though, don't she? She's like lobbing shit at him. Yeah.
Every time she fucking missed. Right, and I was like, "What am I doing?" So I thought, like, oh, you know.
But if it was indie though, she would throw. If it was a proper indie movie, she would throw something and hit.
It would hit indie, yeah.
Yeah.
It just turn around and wisecrack.
It felt like that though. Like it felt like a proper indie movie, because it was like, right, throw something now, and she missed. I was like, fucking hell. She's like, this bitch can't throw, right? And I thought, when you've got a boss fight, I'm looking around the room, like, oh, is there something I can like pull or like hit and it falls on him or something?
Well, I wasn't trying
but
to
the
be
answer,
clever. I just thought I'm just going to keep pummeling this guy, and I'm
the
hoping he's
answer
going to
was
fall
literally
over.
just I think I was trying to I was thinking about it too much. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? I was thinking about like I was like, no, there's got to be some mechanic, and it's like, no, just keep punching the bastard, and he'll go down.
bigger
It's
they
such a
are.
weird, yeah. Um, and then like in the cutscene, he punches him and he knocks him out first time, like when he's waking up. So
Yeah,
it's just a weird sort of game. It's very cartoony, silly sort of game, I think. But
I think
yeah,
it's
Both
pretty
playing on
faithful to the
Xbox
character.
game. Oh, you're playing PC, Mike.
I'm
You're
playing on
playing
PC, but
I'm playing on the box. Yeah, on the Xbox or
X.
Series X. Yeah. Um, yeah. So you know, I've wrote a list of games that because we're doing our Game of the Year episode
mm,
this week,
we were
and
going to be doing it this week, but there you go. Next week.
yeah. But I genuinely don't know. Like I just don't know.
I
I've had
feel
such a
like I'm
shit
playing all
year.
of the best games right now.
Well, this was
Yeah,
the
yeah,
conversation we were having just before we started the show, right? Was maybe this is a good chance just to resurrect that quickly. But you were saying, Mike, you felt like there was a slump from about 2014. Excuse me, 2014 onwards. 2017. I know we were talking about slumps in interesting games. Mike, you said something very relevant in one of your shows once, which
Ooh,
has stuck with me, right?
okay.
And like my B-Day quote for you or whatever,
Oh yeah, yeah,
about
yeah,
shit on your arm, but yours
yeah,
is
yeah,
a little bit better.
yeah,
Um, is that as we've got older, we've seen it all before, right?
yeah.
And
You see it.
so, people are saying to me, well, Animal Well is a great Metroidvania, whatever like that. And I'm like,
Yeah. So is Shadow Complex.
I've seen so many Metroidvanias now. It's not
Because
exciting me.
we're at a point now where we go, yeah. So is Shadow Complex. That was a good Metroidvania. They go, what?
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
play that one.
What complex?
And so,
What? Shut up, dickhead.
90% of my gaming excitement comes from adventures with friends in games. Back to that gaming as a service, and it
Yeah.
all started with it was probably it probably started with something like Call of Duty, but that Modern Warfare, where you had
Halo.
Yeah.
good access to multiplayer. But then
Yeah.
once PUBG, and then, like you say, games as a service started coming along, and
Yeah.
that sort of ruined me, I think. And you
Mm.
said you were sort of like after about 2014, you would start to lose interest, or not
I
lose
think
interest. No. Sorry, I don't want to put words in
I
your mouth.
think Destiny ruined it all. To be honest,
Right.
if I was to pick a game,
Correct.
I think Destiny ruined it all. Like, and I'm not saying Destiny's a bad game. I think Destiny's a good game. I've played 20 hours of it. I think it's a good game.
I played a lot
But
more than that.
I think the industry looked at Destiny and went, "Bam, there
Yeah.
we go."
You think
MMO.
it's driven by the industry though, or driven by the react? Obviously people like what they like, and the industry tries to provide that.
No, I think it's yeah, maybe it's a bit of 50-50, but to a certain extent, I think PUBG has got something to say about it because we all love PUBG. Like, what some of my best gaming moments from PUBG, but then Fortnite come along, and then Fortnite took that live service game and ran with it, and everybody looks at that now and goes, "That's what we need to do." And I get it; it's because they need to make. They'd rather make one game and just make shit for that game um, rather
The
than
thing
make new
is,
games and take
Fortnite's
risks.
that
Because
game, isn't it? Like, no one's eating that lunch other than the
no
Epic.
one's doing it, but
No
but
one's
you
taking that
don't have
lunch
to
away.
be. Not everybody but not everybody wants to be a Fortnite because that's massive. But like, is that your dog that just walked in, Fraser? That
Yeah,
It
fucking
keeps coming in and out.
he's just in
fucking
and
hell.
out whatever he likes. Yeah.
Fucking hell, I thought you was haunted then. But like like the Hunt, which you guys play, like a lot of developers would take that. What they got, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a good
Well,
fan
that's
base,
going to be,
loyal
you
fan base.
watch this year. This year is the year of the extraction shooter, right?
There's a lot of
There's
them.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like everyone was doing the
Battle Royale.
what battle royales, the
Well,
extraction
no,
shooters
like
this year.
the hero shooters are the ones that are like mental at the moment. I think, aren't they? That's the Marvel Rivals, you know.
It's
But that
Overwatch.
format, Overwatch, that's 10 years ago.
Mm.
That's like,
Yeah.
and they've only just started to like, that's what Concord was. I know that's gone, but the finals, that's what that is, and and everybody was just relieved when Overwatch like just put it back to how it used to be. Like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I just don't play multiplayer games now, and my life just isn't set up for that, so I'm just completely missing out on that stuff. because I do enjoy a good multiplayer game. Like,
Yeah, I mean, there's a part of me would like to say, well, you look at my kids gaming, and they illustrate the fact that all they do is play Fortnite and games as service or whatever. But it's not true. I mean, my son plays a ton of single player titles. He loves all the Dark Souls stuff, and
mm.
and platformers and whatnot. So I don't know.
I'm
Maybe
not. I don't know. I just feel like the last 10 years has been like a complete, not a complete. I reckon about 80% of the type of games that have come out have missed me. Like in terms of like what I like,
Mm.
roguelikes. Don't particularly like them, and there's always exceptions. Yes, I know, Balatro and all that sort of stuff. Massively multiplayer games, not for me. Dark Soul like games, not really got into
You
them.
said
that's
you keep
the
saying that you
that's
think
the
you might like. You think you'll like them, but you just haven't
But
tried.
I've never played them. I've never played them.
Yeah,
I
well, you
know I
should
that's
would.
just
the
fucking
that's
bite the bullet, mate. Get on with it.
But yeah, but I know that I would enjoy if I played Fortnite with you lot, right?
I wouldn't
Every
play with
night.
us lot.
No, but no, if I played Fortnite with you lot every night, I'd enjoy it. I'd love it,
Yeah.
right? But my life isn't set up for that. I can't do that. I can't play a
our
multiplayer
lives
game
aren't set
every
up
day.
for that either. It's fucking brutal.
But when you're 18, they are right.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
are set up
there,
for
yeah.
that. So my life isn't set up for starting a game like Elden Ring, getting absolutely battered, feeling like complete shit,
You don't
and
feel
then
like that.
eventually,
It's a very good point because I have found in the last year or two, and I think it's I've had a lot more incidents where I felt like I've had pressure on me, and I've noticed now if I'm having one of those days or one of those weeks where it's all getting on top of me or whatever, and like just shit is busy. I can't fucking. I even like tried to play Alan Wake the other day, right? I had a boss fight in Alan Wake, and
oh
I
yeah,
just couldn't do it. I was just too fucking. My headspace wasn't there, right? It's just like
yeah,
I can't. Whereas, maybe 15, 20 years, 10, 20 years ago, whatever it
yeah,
was,
slug through it.
you
Yeah,
ate that shit up for
yeah,
breakfast, right?
yeah.
I don't know.
Alan Wake took me like 7 months to play. Well,
Oh,
Oh,
Alan
yeah,
Wake
that's
so you
good to
two.
finished it.
hear. That's good to hear.
Yeah,
So,
I finished Alan Wake too.
Yeah.
should we talk about Alan Wake 2? Because that's on my list. Obviously, I've
Sure.
mentioned it, and this is a
What
magic
boss fight are
segue,
you
right?
on?
You what? Did you
Just
just
the
say you
first one,
finished it?
Nightingale. No, I haven't finished it. No, no, no,
What?
no, 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 no.
What's
No,
for
I'm at
what?
Nightingale.
Which is
So
Is that a DLC? Nottingham.
no. It's
no.
this main game.
Nightingale's the first guy who gets his heart cut out or whatever, and you got to go fight him down in the swamp or
Oh,
whatever it is.
oh
It's
yeah.
I think it's very early,
Sounds
It's
like it.
very early.
um,
Yeah, yeah.
but it doesn't feel very early because it's taken me fucking ages. It seems like to get there, and
That
I
is
can't.
so early.
And I can't beat him. I don't know what's going on. Well, I haven't tried too many.
You've got.
I'm sure I could.
It's the rule of three, isn't it? I think all of these
Yeah.
I,
things. You have to
I,
beat,
I,
but kill him 3 times basically, and you're done.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, I think the last time I played it, I was all on board. I had my health kits to my quick selects. I had all the ammo. I knew what I was doing. I had my dodge mechanics. I knew what I was. He beat me with the tree trunk enough times that I knew what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And then I ran into this space and I couldn't find him. It was like I was trapped in this space and he never came to get me. And I couldn't find him and I couldn't get out of this part of the
You
forest.
bored
So
him to death.
I think I think he was like I don't know. He was
Right.
laughing at me. It's
Yeah.
very good. It's
It is
very
good.
odd.
It gets odder.
Oh, it gets very
You're
weird.
you're in the bit where it's like, oh, it's kind of making sense a little bit. You're not in the bit where you're like, I don't know what the fuck's going on here.
I think that needs to come. Like it's just really the thing that I think it's so funny, right? I'm battling some supernatural dead
Naked man.
FBI agent, naked fat man with his heart missing or whatever that's been
Yeah.
put through a sign in a forest or whatever. Like I don't know
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
the fuck that's going. But you know what really bugs me about it is the FBI lady has no
Okay.
qualms about sitting there and figuring shit out in some weird mind space that I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
This
I
doesn't.
know what you mean.
It's
Yeah.
really, really odd, but I like it. I like it.
It's unique. is what it is.
Yeah.
What I like about that though is that when she's in a mind space, a mind palace thing, she can get attacked. So if the game isn't paused when you do that.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I quite like that. I know what you mean. It's like
I don't know
quite a
why I'd need to go into the mind palace during a
yeah, it's
fight,
more
but
no, you
wouldn't do
don't
it
really
in a
need to do
fight.
it.
or do you
No,
just
but
do it
like
by if you press
Just
no,
like
I've
X?
done it. I've done it. Like I've gone into that, and
Or
then all of a
what?
sudden
As like a
just got
pause,
attacked.
as like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm pausing the game.
yeah.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
pausing the game, and I've just been attacked. I'm like, oh my god, this is stress. You
Yeah.
know. The only real time to do it is when you're in a light room, like a safe room sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like her bits, Saga Anderson, is by far my favorite bits of the game. Like Alan Wake's bits are, I think, the dips in the game.
Spoilers.
No, like, oh yeah, you don't even know. Oh, you play as Alan Wake. Fucking hell. I
There's
forgot you.
somebody called Alan Wake in this
Alan
game.
Wake.
Apparently.
Fucking
Yeah, but
spoiler.
because Alan Wake's bits are really weird. Like
Yeah,
they're
that's where it
really
goes
weird.
really fucking weird. When
They're
you start playing as
really
her.
strange, and you're like, are they referencing that? I'm not going to spoil it for you, but like, are they referencing that other thing like that they also did? And he's what? Like it's really bizarre.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
and you
I
don't, yeah,
I feel like
I
if
like
you've
it. I
played all
like
of
it.
their
It's pretty
games,
neat.
you probably get a bit more out of it, for sure.
yeah, you got to play them all.
Maybe
Like,
because I mean the one
Control.
guy who's with me at the start is Max Payne, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's
Sort
the
of.
guy.
Same
It's
guy, right?
it's the actual chap's name is Sam Lake, isn't it? So
Yeah, but there's
he
a character name in the game, isn't it? I can't remember what his name is now.
yeah,
I
I
can't
can't
remember.
remember.
He's the
Yeah,
FBI agent, but he's a bit like Max Payne.
Yeah.
I felt like what happened there was like because they don't have the rights to say Max Payne
Mm.
because Rockstar own Max Payne, but if
Right.
they did, they would have.
Mm.
Yeah, they're doing the
Uh,
remake though, aren't they? Remedy are doing the
yeah,
remake
but
for Max
that's in
Payne.
collaboration with
Yeah,
Rockstar though.
yeah. With the
And then aren't they
blessings.
related to Control as well?
Yeah, and Quantum
There's
Break.
And Quantum Break as well.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't played
But
Quantum Break.
It's good. So anyway, the part where I got stuck fighting this guy, even though I got stuck in this part of the forest, and I was in there for ages going, what the hell? Why can I not find my way out of this? It was really bizarre. I was stuck in there for 10 minutes until I just gave it up and reset. But one thing I did notice was the effect of the trees and everything moving around in that forest or whatever was just fucking really good.
Amazing.
Really good. Full marks to them for that. I'm very impressed.
It's
yeah.
one of the most
whole-
spectacular visual games for sure of the last couple of years.
Alex Casey is the guy's name in the game, which is basically Max Payne. Like I feel like if they had the rights to Max Payne, Alex Casey would have been Max Payne in that game.
Yeah.
And like that detective with Saga is, let's just call him Max Payne, but there's a book about Max Payne that Alan's written when he says, but that's nothing to do with me, even though it looks exactly like him.
Right.
So you were in this like really weird space straight away, and yeah, and I've played the whole game, and when I played it and finished it, I was like, I fairly understood that, but right now, today, as I'm talking to you, I completely
can't
forgot
fucking
it, and
remember it. It's just fucking weird.
Yeah, no,
it's
it's
so
not,
weird,
That's okay.
and then there's like a guy, like Quantum Break. There's a guy from Quantum Break that's in it, and yeah, it's
yeah. There's not the people from Control, but like there's things in the game that are like, what was it called? The Federal Bureau of Control, like controlling this spot.
They're in there,
So they're in there.
Yeah, and then like there's a character that's from Control who's the most bizarrest character in Control, and he's in Alan Wake 2 doing the same thing, and you're like, what the fuck? Like, who are you? And yeah, it's just bizarre, and it's kind of it's bizarre enough. I tell you what it is. It's so surreal and strange that sort of makes it more believable because it's like this doesn't make it's like it just doesn't make much sense. That's I don't know. There's something about it that really does draw you in. It's super stressful for me though. I'm such a pussy with these games now.
You're not
I'm
playing
so
Resident
Oh,
Evil
really?
remakes
Oh,
and
no,
stuff.
yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right with it. But
I'm-
what you're saying there about it being, I'm okay. Like, I think when a game tries to still cement itself in reality with the paranormal or whatever happening and affecting that, that can sometimes feel a little bit shoehorned. This is just so off the walls bonkers from the start. It's just fucking great. Like they can do whatever the fuck they want. They could just fucking drop a clown right on me at any point in the game, and I just go, "All right, it's a clown now." It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but I think again, like I don't want to say too much, but I think it ends pretty
There's a
well.
clown coming, isn't there?
No, there's not a clown, but like I feel like it comes around. Like you know what I mean? What they get to it,
Right.
and they give you little answers to things. That,
They
like,
do well. I think they do well with the memory board. They don't over. A lot of that looks like it's going to be a ball ache at the start, but it seems to be fairly automated, right? It's just a process you have to go through. So it seems to be balanced quite nicely. I've got guns now, so that's good. The shotgun feels good.
Oh, that'll
Um,
change. Don't worry. Like you always feel like you haven't got enough. Don't
oh
worry
yeah,
about
well, it's all
that.
right. It's a
Yeah.
Resident Evil
Oh,
fan.
wait,
I'm sure
if
I'll
you
be.
play the DLC, you just got way too much ammo. It's great.
No,
Just
I
run
never
around blowing the
bother with
shit
them.
out of everything. It's a complete
Yeah.
stress reliever when you play the DLC.
Okay, I'll have to get that as well then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
No,
Alan
it's
Wake 2. That's
yeah,
good.
good stuff.
Um, what else have we got? I do want to hear. What, Mike? Have you got any on the list? Who are you playing right now?
I'm playing a bit of indie. I play Sifu is the big thing that I was
Oh, I
obsessed
played
You
with.
some
still playing
Sifu.
that?
I played Sifu
Well,
yesterday.
I finished it a long time ago, but I'm trying to finish it without dying.
Whoa, that's hardcore. You
So
said
I'm
you
on
don't
the
like
last.
stressful games.
I know, yeah. This is why I can't play Elden Ring because like I finished Seafood twice. I've done the good end, the bad ending where you kill them all. I've done the good ending where you spare them all. Um, and then now I'm trying to do it without dying once. So
That's
it
mental.
ruins my lot. And this is a small game. So imagine what I would be like if I did play Elden Ring. Do you
No,
know,
you'd be
like this
fine.
is a small window
You
of
would
like
definitely
how
wouldn't do that in Elden
fucking
Ring.
obsessed I am about clocking these things. And I'm on the last level now. I'm on the last boss,
Well,
pretty
just
much.
start with Dark Souls then, because it's a bit
And
smaller than
and
Elden Ring.
what I did, I finished the game. Have you finished it, Fraser?
Which one?
Sifu.
God no.
Absolutely
I'm
no
stuck.
chance.
I no. I've played a bit of Sifu, and I was getting into it, but I, you know what you're saying. But this is what I realized when I was playing it. I was like, I need that. I know what this game needs from me. Like, there's
Mhm.
so many moves,
Fine.
and then there was this pause screen where it was like, well, if you get this bow staff, you got these moves and these moves, and then I suddenly realized it wasn't just. Once I found the crotch punch, I was using that. I was just having a great
Yeah.
time with the crotch punch, but it was like, I don't know how I'm going to remember all this. Am I going to come back to? You know, if I don't come back to the game for a week, am I
Oh,
going to
you're
be like,
screwed.
I've forgotten
You'll
all,
be screwed.
I've forgotten all the moves. So Mike's saying that he has that little window of obsession. That
Yeah.
reminds me of my Bellatra obsession, where like it just
Yeah. Yeah.
gave
Yeah.
me something to completely immerse myself in,
Yeah.
to figure out, to be obsessed with, to wrap yourself
Mm.
up in that little bubble and just feel progress. And you know you're progressing as well.
Yeah.
You know the
Yeah.
progress feeds your addiction to it, and you're pushing forward.
Yeah.
And at some point, finally, it just stops dead, and you're like, okay, I'm done with it.
Because the moves, like, yeah, you do need a couple moves to unlock. Do you know what I mean? You need a few
Well,
of
the
them.
permanent unlocks, was that a thing that made
Yeah, the
the
permanent.
game different? Having a few of
I'm
them
not,
permanent unlocks? Because
yeah, yeah. Like, there's a few of them that you like. All these are useful, but you don't need a lot of them. Like, because what I did when I finished it, because you can kill all the bosses, but the true ending is you spare all the bosses, which is slightly harder. But I did it, and then like a fucking idiot, I went on YouTube and I was like, I wonder what a speed run of this looks like. And then I watched it. I was like, I could do that.
Oh yeah.
I can do that.
I see.
But
Normally, I
what?
watch those speedruns and I go,
Yeah, I
there's
I'm
know.
no way
never
you
Yeah,
could
going to
do
be
that.
able to
yeah.
do that.
I usually do that. I'm like, I could do that. You know, I could do
Yeah.
that's doable. And I did it. And obviously I didn't do it as quick as the guy, but I did a lot of it like the way they. But basically, he shows you how to play it really efficiently,
Right.
and you're like, okay, he's not using a lot of these moves. He's using a few
The
things that I didn't
basics
think of.
moveset kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah, but he's doing a few things that are like, oh, I didn't think of that. Like, yeah, that's a good idea. But a lot of it is just like fucking common sense stuff, and um, just attacking them at the right time, making sure they don't see you sometimes, so you can attack them. And you look at it and you're like, oh, it looks tricky, and then you do it, and you're like, no, this is a lot more doable. The third the third boss on this game. There's 5 bosses. Fuck me. I was the first time I ever fought her. I was like, I cannot beat this woman. I don't. This is unbeatable, right? Now I beat that bitch in like 2 minutes. That is an unbelievable feeling, and not much has changed. Do you know what I mean? It's
You
not the
need to
moves that
play
I've got.
Dark Souls.
It's not the moves. It's not the moves that I've got. It's like I'm not doing any fancy moves. It's just I know what exactly that bitch is going to do, right? And then like, right, she's doing this move, and then when she's finished this, I'm going to fuck her up. And a lot of it is patience,
Yeah. Just knowing,
patience,
right? Just
and
knowing.
knowing. And like, I just absolutely killed that bitch in like 2 minutes without losing a life. Nothing. So yeah, and I know, Neil, you say this like you need to play Elden Ring. I know, but I get obsessed. I get obsessed with it, and
It's
I,
great. It's
But Sifu's like
great.
these really short bursts of levels. Do you know what I mean? Like really quick, bam, 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 bam. Whereas I don't know. Yeah, I know I'll like it. That's the problem with Elden Ring. I know I'll like it, but
Well,
I love Sifu.
Have you tried Sekiro?
No,
That's
I
rock
haven't tried.
hard.
I've never played a Dark Souls game.
Sekiro's, I don't know. It's different because it's a lot more about timing the parrying and like blocking and stuff like that, and then counter attacking. You've got to like you've got to get up and get aggressive in that game. Bit like you've got to do the. I found it too hard.
Yeah,
But I do want to go back to it because it's really cool.
But I'm curious about. Are you going to carry on playing it, Razor Sifu? Going to give it another go? Or...
Did you pick this up then on Epic? Is that why you played it?
Yeah, I picked it up on Epic. I'm not sure. I think so.
It's great.
I'm inspired. I'm not lying. I'm inspired. The thing is, this is bizarre, but I'm inspired to play it because Mike has talked about it so much. That's the only reason I'm playing it, right? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be playing this.
Don't get me wrong. The first run through of it, I was fucking awful, or it was painful. Like I went through it.
I keep getting to the nightclub bit. I keep dying in the nightclub.
Oh,
that's where I get
That's
to.
one of my favourite bits. Cause
I love the music and everything. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, but for me, it's like six guys and they're stupid as fuck. I'm going to absolutely kill them all. Like, it's great. Like,
it's that woman though, like a woman on the dance floor. She fucks me up so many times.
She's dead in like 30 seconds.
So many times she's fucked me up. I'm like, I'm doing all right, and then all of a sudden she just fucks me up. I'm like,
it's because all it is, Neil, is because I know exactly like what her move patterns are. And then there's a boss on level 4, and she's not that hard, but she always took a life off me, and I'm trying to not lose a life because she has these massive like cowbells that she keeps fucking chucking at you, and they're tricky.
Again with the cowbells.
I know, but like as soon as I learn it's almost like a rhythm game. I'm like, as soon as I learn the rhythm of how she's attacking me, I'm like, yep, got it, and I'm done. And so I'm on the last one, and the last one is the hardest one.
Sounds a lot like big boss fights for another game.
Look, there's no getting around it. I'm completely influenced by other people. Like, Neil influences me on games to play big time. My cousin influences me. You're influencing me on this. And I think I need that, right? If somebody said, if I hear a review and somebody says, this game's a 10 out of 10, it's fucking brilliant. Okay, so what? If you come to me and tell me, Fraser, this game is fucking amazing, you need to play it. You're in there with Neil and some other people. Right? Oh, I take notice of those people. I appreciate, I forgot to say, I've listened to your podcast for 10 years. Of course I take notice, right? That carries a lot more weight than an IGN review to me, right? And I want to experience that as well, right? So I think that's a nice driving force. Yeah, so I'll probably play some more of it.
It will batter you though. Like I want to make it clear, like it took me a long. There's a massive learning curve, but it's really satisfying to know that Neil's talking about that. Oh yeah, that female boss on that dance floor. I'm like, oh, I remember her being quite hard. She's a fucking piece of piss now. Like, there's a couple later on in that level, Neil, and they give it the big one, right? They go, right, pick a weapon because this is, and I kill them in one fucking hit. Like they're dead. Like they don't even finish their speech.
Do you just drop whatever it is on top of them?
Look, it's level 4. There's level 4. You've got to fight 3 women, right? There's like the main woman with the cowbells and these 2 side women, all right? And they've got their backs to you and they're like, pick a weapon. This is going to every warrior, right? And I literally hold the Y button and just go like that. Done. See ya. Bye. And they go, what? And they literally look shocked when they do it. Like, what? And it's great. It's that like feeling of like nothing really changed much other than I got better. The game didn't change that much. I got better. And that's cool. And I think that's what Dark Souls games are like. They like, like you got better, not you didn't get like 3 upgrades, and then
you have to learn.
And you progress. Like, you need the progression.
Dying is part of learning and all that shit. That way.
It's a great game.
Are you what? Is this the last thing on there? I did play some Little Big Planet 3. I don't think we need to talk too much about that.
What on earth brought that on? We were dissing that last week.
Well, I wanted to play something that wasn't very stressful, to be honest. I was like, what can I play that's going to put me in a happy place? So I thought, I'll play some Little Big Planet 3. Somebody reminded me about it, and I have it. And so I threw my son loaded it onto his PS5. I love Little Big Planet. It's nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
been a
Sackboy.
been a
It's so
while. Yeah.
well done. It's so well done.
Yeah.
And then it made me think why I'm not a fan of Astrobot. And it's purely the aesthetic of Astrobot.
Is it a 3D thing or
No. It's the
third
aesthetic.
person?
It's all the bright, fast music. It's the
It's too
PlayStation
fucking
experience.
jolly.
It's too jolly. It's too in your face. But I mean, Sackboy's jolly.
Yeah,
isn't
Sackboy's
it?
quite jolly.
But
Yeah,
it's
but it's
It's a bit
soft,
airy
isn't
fairy
it?
though, isn't it?
It's
a bit
airy fairy and
airy-fairy.
soft, and I needed a bit of airy fairy anyway. So I was playing that. And
the colours are
Stephen
more
Fry
muted. The
Stephen
colours are more.
Fry
Yeah.
That's the
and
PS3.
Laurie are there sitting there narrating it. It was nice.
Yeah. I bought Astrobot, by the way.
You have
I
bought
haven't
it, have
played
you?
it.
I heard you
bought
saying
it,
you were
yeah,
going to
yeah.
buy it.
Yeah, I bought it. Yeah. I feel like I played what was the other one? Astro something.
Astro's
Playhouse.
Playroom. Whatever.
Yeah, I
Well,
like
there's
that
one. There's
one.
one of them that came with the PS5.
Yeah, I think that's
The
Astro's
sort of-
Playroom.
Playroom,
The other
yeah.
one was the VR one, wasn't
Yeah.
it? And I liked it. I thought it was great. Like, I did it in like 2 sittings. I was like, this is brilliant. So I feel like
Did you rinse it? Like, go back and find all of the secrets and all that? Like,
I don't
find all the
think
puzzles,
so. I don't think
unlock
so.
all of the
Yeah.
trophies. And
I do like some trophies though. You know, I'll go for a trophy if it's obtainable.
Yeah.
If I'm having fun with the game, like
Oh,
Spider-Man.
you should have got Sifu
Yeah.
on PS5.
I could do, couldn't I? Oh,
It's on PS
just-
Plus. Well, it was. I
rinse
think
it
it
for
might have
that
been a monthly
platinum.
one though.
yeah, I would.
Getting cheap too.
Well, one of the platinums is to not die, and one of the achievements is to not die. So hard. It's so difficult, but I
Yeah,
reckon
I
I could
bet.
do it again. Yeah, I reckon I could do it.
Neil,
Anyway.
I would like to hear about your other game
Yeah.
because
okay.
because this is on my wish list.
Yes,
and
it
I
is.
can't remember why.
It's overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam and everything, and it's definitely been talked about in. I don't know if it was, and I haven't listened to all of the Game of the Years on the big shows or anything like that, but I feel like it's probably on somebody's Game of the Year list in their top 10 or whatever. It's Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Mr. Fowler played this a bit. I don't know. I missed him talk about it. I think, unless he didn't really talk about it. I can't remember which show.
Oh, did I? And I was on the show.
But he's not played loads of it. I can see that.
No, he wasn't enamoured with it. No.
Well, he's only played 64 minutes. Well, it's a bit
yeah.
weird.
Okay.
I've got a notepad and pen for this game.
Pen and paper.
Yeah, I'm
Pen and
having to
parchment.
write shit down and draw pictures and do math sums and things like that to solve all the puzzles in this game. So it's effectively it's a puzzle game. It's very weird though. Like there is a story going on. You're a woman.
Well, that puts me off straight away.
Exactly. I don't even know why I bought it.
Bloody woke games, eh?
Yeah. But you're walking. You get called to this mansion by a strange gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why she'd turn up.
Yeah, I don't know. This sounds like an alarm.
Sounds a bit creepy. Yeah.
Red flag.
And I'm not quite sure who you are initially. I don't know who. I'm still not quite 100% certain who you're playing as. But you're wandering around this mansion, and there's just little puzzles to solve everywhere. Some of them are quite simple. There'll be like a clue literally right next. There's loads of doors to unlock. Is one of the clues. One of the puzzles. There's lots of door unlocking. And you're putting in codes into keypads and things like that to solve to open some doors and stuff like that. But there's also
it sort of looks like a black and white with a bit of colour Resident Evil, doesn't it? Sort of like a
old-fashioned like original Resident Evil, like fixed camera angle ish. Yeah, and it keeps cutting into different camera angles as you move around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil 1, it's definitely that kind of fixed camera angle thing.
Vibe, yeah.
But it's very all black and white, and like some of it's weird. There's like images going on in like sort of in the scenery. Like there'll be like I don't know, say like you're in a hotel lobby or whatever, and there'll be the floor, the walls, and then but the walls are where they're sort of grey, but they're like weird like twitching images in it. I don't know what that's all about. Oh, it's just an aesthetic thing. I think I don't really know. but you're just going around and there's fucking so many puzzles, and they're really like loads of varied. Like there was a lot of opening of padlocks and things like that, but then there's all these weird ones. Like one of the early ones you do is like you have like there's like 2 dials with 3 numbers above them, and then there's a switch to the right of those, and then there's like the equals, and like there's numbers on all of them. So it's got like 3 numbers on the first dial, 3 numbers on the second dial, 3 numbers on the switches, and then there's a sum. Basically, you've got to add them up to make the sum at the end. So it's fairly straightforward. That's how they start off. And then there's just like Roman numerals. There's fucking astrology symbols everywhere. There's loads of stuff I haven't even touched in terms of mechanics of puzzles, but I know it's there. I'm just like, well, I don't know how to do this one yet, because there's like this weird clock with loads all the signs of the zodiac around the outside, and then there's like 4 rings that you have with the years in Roman numerals written on them, and I'm like, I don't know what any of these mean. I know what they mean in numbers, but I don't know what they mean. So where to put them on to solve this puzzle and stuff like that. So there's just fucking loads of stuff to do, basically, so far. And it's not huge. Well, it doesn't appear to be huge from the map initially, this mansion. But it's very, very densely packed with things to look at and do, puzzles to solve. And I've done it for 3.5 hours so far. I've not unlocked a single achievement out of the 20 that are available. So I don't know what that says.
And you like it?
I do. I like it a lot. Because
Oh, you do?
yes, I really like it. Because I like puzzles.
Yeah.
And I like feeling clever when I solve a puzzle.
Right.
Especially when you initially go in and go, I don't know what the fuck this is about. And then you finish it and go, that was pretty cool.
I know it's like it's well liked. I know it's really liked. Yeah. Yeah. We're definitely in the PlayStation 1 early noughties nostalgia era now. I feel like
Yeah.
a
There's
lot
a
of
lot of games
games
came out.
that nod to like, hey, remember these graphics? Like we're done with the 16-bit pixel stuff.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't know about done. I reckon there's still going to be quite a lot of those.
Well, there'll still be loads of games that do that, but like I feel like no, like that isn't like the trendy thing anymore. It's like all these games that are gonna look like PS1 games, and like mouth washing looks like a PS1 game, like an N64 game, and everybody's fine with that. So I feel like we're in that era. But yeah,
it turns out you can do stuff in that visual style that visual style lends itself to certain things, like horror games.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it looks like a Resident Evil game without the zombies, doesn't it?
Really? Yeah, and it's pure puzzles so far.
Pure puzzles.
And then you're like, there's bits where you're conversing with this guy, and I'm like, I have no fucking idea what's going on. He's just talking in riddles all the time. And then, like I say, I've got a page of notepad written out with like number, years, little weird like fucking symbols and stuff like that so far. But I don't know what they're for. But I've seen them, and I've gone, well, that's what this is. And I assume I'm going to use it at some point, so I'm going to write it down now. So it's one of those.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, no, I've heard it. I've heard it been mentioned on quite a few. You know, this is my top 10. You know,
Yeah. Well, this could be, like I say, I feel like I'm playing games right now, which should
that's a big
should have
shout
played
for the
earlier
3rd
on
of
in the year.
January. Yeah. All right. Okay. All right.
That's it.
Is there anything else?
Not from me.
I play a little bit of Blatcher on my phone.
On your phone.
And I feel like I've come to the conclusion that I'm not very good at Blatcher. So I can't do it.
Right.
I play it, and I reorder the Jokers because I've heard that's a game changer. And I do that, and I play it, and I play it usually while I'm holding Rose, so she can sleep. And I'm playing it, and I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I've fallen out of love with it. I had a really good relationship with it, and we had an argument, and I've fallen out of love with it. Do you know what I mean? That's how I
You
feel.
should go do the challenges. Have you done the challenges yet?
No, I didn't even know there were
Doing any of the
challenges.
stakes?
No, I just press play.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
and I
You're
just
not. You're not a
haven't
proper
won it.
addict.
Oh,
I
have you not
haven't.
won a game yet?
No, I've never won it.
Oh, okay. Oh,
I just feel like I'm playing it wrong.
yeah, maybe. I could do a tutorial session with you if you like,
Oh yeah,
step by step.
step by step. I
Just
just
watch
feel
some
like
of
I'm.
his old
Crowds.
videos.
I feel like I've fallen out with it a bit. I feel like before I started playing it on the mobile, when I was just playing it on Steam when it came out, I was gonna put it because I haven't ranked my game. Like we do a top 5 games of the year that we play, and it was gonna be up there. Do you know what I mean? It was gonna be like maybe
Yeah.
1, 2. It's gonna be. But now I'm knocking it down a bit because I'm like I don't know. Like I feel like it's
Yeah, I
brutal.
think Balatro made some major shifts for me when you suddenly divert your attention. You think you're diverting your attention to the right things, but there's a lot going on the sides that that give you an advantage that you don't realize is there for the taking. So I would say, for example, you might sit there and and have a joker that gives you plus 100 points, right? But you may not realize that if you look at the hands that you're playing, plus 100 points really only doubles your effectiveness of that hand. Whereas if you put maybe a +4 multiplier on, like it's worth 8 times the amount of points, right? Even though the plus 100 looks pretty good and the +4 mult doesn't look that great. In fact, it's the complete opposite. And so you start to analyze your what anyway, I'm not going to give you it's 15 quid an hour. Just give me a shout. I take PayPal, Venmo.
Bloody
Right,
hell.
we'll sit down. We'll go through it.
What did you
But
call that? Venmo? Fuck is that?
Venmo, that's a thing, isn't it?
I've never heard of
It's
that.
not here.
Maybe over
Not
here.
here.
Paying Bitcoin.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm back on Balatro actually a little bit now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm starting to get a taste for it again.
I have a blast now and again, but I'm like, maybe I'm just not good at it. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think
I can play Sifu. I can get good at that. I'm good at that. Now and again, I'll play Blob 6 and go, I can still kill people. I'm okay.
Yeah, but I think,
Balatro, I'm like,
but Balatro and something like these games, I think honestly, dude, my biggest thing, I just watched tons of that Balatro University and just the things he taught me that you could do and why you were doing it or why you shouldn't do this. There's like little pieces of advice, and I keep saying it to people. The best piece of advice he ever gave that I took on board was like, you don't need to play the biggest hands. You're not trying to play the biggest hand you can. All you fucking got to do is just play a hand that is enough to get you through. Just realign the focus of what you're trying to do. I'm very much considering going back to Slay the Spire. Because I feel like I never gave that a decent.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm the same with.
I played a lot with one of the characters and got very addicted to the poison build. And I think I had a couple of games where my poison build was so phenomenally overpowered that's all I ever strived to do, and that was a mistake. That just ended up pigeonholing me into the same game, and I couldn't make that build every time. It was too difficult. So I don't know. I need to go back.
I was more into Monster Train than I was.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and I don't think I ever beat that either. But I loved it though. I loved the process.
I found that game. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. Like it just
played a
didn't
bit of
click
that on
with
my
me. I
phone,
didn't feel
and I
like I was
was like,
getting
Well,
whatever.
Yeah.
So,
No, there was one run where I was like, every hit was doing like 300 damage, which is ridiculous. And I was like, wow, this is the run. I'm gonna do it. And then all of a sudden, like, someone will just fuck me up. Like,
Something will
it's the
just
same
screw
in
you up, yeah.
Balatro. Like, I was like, here we go. I've got this combination of jokers. I am fucking it up. And then I'll get a boss and be like, oh, every
all of that shit doesn't work anymore.
every picture card is turned over, or like you can only play a pair, and you're like, what? I've been doing 3 of a kind. I've been being like, what?
I'm gonna you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go for the challenge. And it's more than doable. Is no joker. Completing it with no jokers.
That's incredible to me.
I know, but it can be done, right? It really can be done. Now I
We
don't
just
think
need reds and purples and golds and all that bollocks.
It's all about the planetary cards and getting your levels up.
Because you got to add like each run, you add them in. Don't you? They don't stay in your pack. Those planetary cards and stuff. You buy them and then they get added in.
They buy them and they level up. Yeah. They level up your hand.
The planetary cards level up the hand. They level up the hand, don't they?
Hands,
yes. Yeah, I'm thinking of the cards that you
Tarots
acquire
and the
Like
You get
when you
extra
get
cards as you
like
the more you play, the
holographic
more
ones
cards that you
and
can
stuff.
get.
Yeah, but that when you start again, it all starts from the normal deck, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, the main deck is still 52 cards, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you start with, but then you get the longer you've played, you unlock other cards, more different
So you just do the planetary
modifiers,
cards. So you just hammer like, right,
3 of a kind or
two
whatever.
two two pair.
Well,
just
for example,
fucking
yeah,
hell.
and like you get a blue seal, right? So you hit the standard, you open the packs for. You're looking for blue seals, right? So every time you finish a hand with a blue seal, it upgrades your most played hand.
Oh,
The
okay.
blue seals are massively overpowered.
Right.
I can't believe they haven't been nerfed.
No.
Yeah,
No, it's there's a lot of things I'm missing here. So I feel like maybe I need to watch a guy who knows what he's doing to explain it. Like
just to
this
catch a little
university.
bit of tips and tricks
Yeah.
here, so, because
It's
it's
like
like
one of those
anything, right?
10 things you wish you knew before you started playing Balatro type
Yeah.
videos.
And I
Yeah,
haven't done that
exactly.
with
Yeah,
Balatro. So I feel like if I
exactly.
watch that and go, all right, let's just give it another go.
Just a little refresher, just to or a
Because I
little
did that with this year with Breath of the Wild. Like I know it's a completely different game, but like I started that in 2018, and I was like, I'm not getting this at all. Like no. And then I played it again this year, and I'm like, this is one of the greatest games I've ever played in my life. So you just give it like that extra bit more,
You just
and
need a
then it
little bit of
rewards you.
just a little bit of a push in the right direction. Yeah,
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 yeah.
good.
So maybe I need that.
All right. Well, look, I'm not gonna lie. We could keep chatting for hours. Unfortunately, at some point we have to stop. I would say that we're at the end of the show.
Yeah.
Got to leave him something to talk about on Sunday.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure, Mike. Oh yeah, did you want to? Do you remember back in the old days, you'd go on somebody else's show and you're like, "You want to give your show a plug?" I mean, no one gives a
No,
shit about that anymore. Do they?
no, I don't.
I don't want to fucking
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
well, yeah, I do another show called Veteran Gamers. It's a show we talk about bollocks and stuff. We talk about more bollocks on this show though. I
Yeah.
feel like
This is the Bollock
there's
show.
more. This is but I like
And
that. I think
Gooch
it's
now,
cool.
apparently.
yeah, but the Stu takes it very seriously, doesn't he? Talking about video games.
Stu pretends that he doesn't care, but he does a lot.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think he's like, oh, yeah, I'm not bothered. We just turn up and we're like, no, you are bothered because we got to stay on tack, and he runs a tight ship, you know.
he runs a tight ship. That's good. I mean, it's
Mm.
where are you? How many episodes are you at now? 750.
I feel like we did 780 or something. 781, I think. Might be
Nice.
782
Yeah,
this week.
very impressive. Very impressive.
It's ridiculous. It
Yeah.
should end. It's like these TV shows,
Yeah.
on Netflix when they get to season 8. This should end.
It's like
That's like our
retirement,
podcast.
though. Like you just can't pick, you can't envision the end sometimes, right? It's
No, I've
yeah.
dreamt about it. Dreamt
One
about
day,
it.
one day.
Every night for the last 5 years.
I'm
No,
hoping for a hostile takeover. I'd like the veteran gamers to come in and make an offer that I can't refuse.
yeah.
We'll sort of assimilate us in there, and then we're going to have some sort of super podcast going forward.
Yeah. No, I'll be
Um,
up for that. Yeah. No, I don't know. Yeah, so we do a show. I know it happens. It's whether I turn up or not, it'll happen. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's the way our show is. It's like you with your show, it's like, oh, we might not do it because so and so and so and so. But
we
our,
don't
our
miss
sh-
many though.
no, but like our show will happen every Sunday. It doesn't matter if I don't go or Dick doesn't get it. It will happen. One of us will turn up and do it. So
You haven't
I
done
Our
a
don't know.
show now,
solo show, though, have you?
our
No one's done
show.
a solo show on the Veteran Gamers, have they?
People
We've never done a solo show. No.
people used to do that. Who did a solo show? Somebody
Major
did a
Nelson
show.
started doing it.
Did he? Wow.
Yeah, well, his first ever sort of go at podcasting. It was a solo show.
That's weird.
One of the snooker podcasts that I listen to is a solo show.
They just talk
Um,
about what's going on in the professional game.
yeah, he's just rambling, just going for it. But he's a
Yeah.
commentator. He's a comment. So he's in
Oh yeah,
he's
he
in there.
knows what he's doing then, doesn't he?
Yeah. So he's
Not
in
like
there.
us lot. We've got no experience of this bullshit.
No, I was thinking. I'm sorry, I know you want to go, but I was thinking about this. Like, I listen to a lot of the big ones, and I said this on our show recently. It does get frustrating listening to some of the big ones, the big boys, and even like some of the ones that are trying to please all the people that they know, because a lot of these ones we just might as well talk about them. So like IGN, I listen to. I think you pointed me to DLC, Neil. I think you showed me that
I've
one.
stopped listening to that, I have to say.
I don't mind it. Like I don't
Yeah.
mind it. When I first listened to it, I was like, it's a bit loud, right? Coming from me,
Yeah.
right? But like, I was like, it was a bit loud. And I listened to, and I like them. I like these shows. I listened to like one called Min Max, and
Yeah.
I listened
I
to,
haven't listened to them for a while, but yeah, I used to like that.
and they're good shows. They're really nice people. They seem like nice people, and I do think they give their
They're quite
opinions.
serious about video games, though, aren't they?
Yeah, they're serious. It's their job and all that sort of
Yeah.
stuff. But I feel like it's because it's their job. It's almost tainted because it's like, listen, you got time to do all this? Like
Yeah. They play all the fucking
real
games.
real people don't have time for this shit. Like so when they say, you know what, I played a little bit of Black Myth Wukong, 25 hours, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right. Little bit for me is like half an hour, tried it.
Yeah.
Like they're not living in their lives, I'm sure they have like real world lives. But in the gaming world, right, they don't live in the real world, right? Like I'm sure they work hard. I'm sure they're not just playing games all day. But it's like fuck me, like a 20-hour session on a game isn't just like a taste of it. That's a serious chunk, and because they know a lot of the developers and they know a lot of the publishers and they get them on the show and some of the developers listen to them and all, I feel like they know that they're being listened to, like like by people that make those games. Whereas, like, I feel like people that listen to our podcasts are probably just people like us. Do you know what I mean? Where they're just like, I just want someone like me
They just
to
haven't got
tell
around
me.
to making their own podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, 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 basically. But it's like, a bit more relatable is what I'm getting at. It's like, oh yeah, like these are the kind of people that I would probably like talk to games about because they're like me, and like it just reality just doesn't hit these bigger podcasts. Like I
Well,
just
no,
don't.
but I mean, that's the
And
funny thing,
they're
right? I
too
mean,
nice about it. Like they don't shit on stuff too much. And like, no, we've
well,
got to be positive about the gaming industry. I'm like, yeah, I get all that, but like, the game's shit. The
well,
game's shit,
I mean, it's
man.
funny you say that because I still think that one of my favorite podcasting moments ever was when I was doing Game Punchers, and I was taking Game Punchers fairly seriously. I was getting, we were having a laugh, but I was getting in touch with publishers. We were getting free copies of games. We were committing, to play these games. If publishers, you've asked for a code and you
Yeah.
get a code, and whatever. And I was getting the codes, and I was and I'd get some extra codes and hand them out to the guys if they wanted them. And I remember we got a code for one game, gave it to Steve, and we got on the show, and I said, "Did you play that game?" He goes, "If this game was a physical copy, I would take the disc out and I would send it to the sun. It is that bad." And I'm
Yeah,
like, and I just sunk. I was like, what if these guys, because I would always write back
yeah,
and go, we're going to be talking about we talked about, thanks for the code. We talked about your game on
yeah,
the show this week. And that was one of the emails I never sent. I was like, oh my God, these guys are going
yeah.
to listen to this. But it's true. Like, we're not beholden to anyone.
No,
Um, we listen to these podcasts or by night, anybody who interacts with us ends up becoming, if you interact with us, we'll probably end up becoming friends,
yeah,
right? You
yeah.
know, we're not inaccessible. Anybody, it's nice, right?
But but
Um,
but but it's that thing of like they a lot of these podcasts have relationships with publishers or developers, so they can get codes. They don't all get codes. I get that. They don't get codes for everything. It's different for different developers. But a lot of them got codes for Indiana Jones, right? A lot of them got codes for Indiana Jones, and they're all going, "Oh, it's pretty good," because they want to get the next code of whatever they do next. And
Mm.
it's
yeah.
like, I don't know if I believe a lot of this stuff, or I don't know if they say, "Oh, the game's not for me," it's like really like when the mics are switched off, are they just saying this game's a fucking piece of shit? Like that's what
Mm.
I want.
That's what we'd
Yeah.
say, right?
And I always say like, look, I bet people work hard on this stuff. I don't want it to be bad. I hope they make a good game. But if it's shit, it's shit. Do you know? Like if I think it's bad, I'm just gonna say it's bad. And yeah, you start to he listen to these shows and you're like, man, you hear it a bit. You know what I mean? You hear it like, oh god, they're just not being negative. Like, and maybe it's because I'm British. I want everybody to be fucking negative and moaning and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. You just hear it. So that's my rant. End of rant.
Well, I look forward to the next show.
And that's what you can expect on the Veteran Gamers, by the
I
way.
want to know what's the next shit game. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't want any game to be shit. I want them all to be good. But like they're all like, oh yeah, they just won't talk about them if they don't like them.
I reckon that's what happens. Is if you don't hear about it, then that's one of the shit games.
and then like, one of them, I heard one of the hosts saying, "Oh yeah, I never really played that. I never got onto that." And you're like, hang on, I thought like that was one of the biggest games of last year, and like so you don't talk. Basically, they just don't talk about stuff.
I feel they've all got their niches, haven't they? They know like there's a bit of bias, I guess, in the reviews almost because people who are going to like Elden Ring, they're going to be doing the review for Elden Ring because that's their game. They know that the people because there's people who can't play those games are just going to think it's shit because they can't do it. So what's the point in giving someone that game to review? But the people who like those games probably going to like that game.
I think what outlet used to do this or still do this where they get 4 people to review it? Do you remember this? I think it's like a Japanese outlet.
Is that what's it called?
Famitsu.
It might be.
There's only been like 3 games ever got like top marks.
That have got 40. Yeah. Like they get 4 people to review it out of 10, and then they give the like out of 40. And I think that is by far the best way to review a game because like these 4 people have 4 different opinions. They don't talk to each other, and they review the game. And you're like, what a great way to review a game.
It's a solid 32.
It's a solid 30. And you're like, oh, 32. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
You know,
4 8s.
So
I'll make a note of that for my Lorelei and the Laser Eyes that could come up.
Have you? All right. Well, I will fuck off. But like, do you have an idea of what your top game is of the year last year?
Oh, hands down for me, it's going to end up being Balatro. No doubt.
I don't. You don't have to say it, but Neil, do you know?
I'm undecided at the moment.
Yeah, I'm
a game that came out this year.
No, they're all crap.
But like most end of years, I'll sit here and I'll think, you know what, I didn't really play that much. All I played was Balatro and Hunt really all year. But when I'll go back and I mean, the only reason I put in all the games in the show title is so that every end of the year I can go back and briefly sift through and see all the games that we've played.
I think I need to go back and have a little look through. Because sometimes you just forget. It's like, I really fucking enjoyed myself playing that game. I completely forgot I played it.
There's always a couple of indies in there, whatever, that weren't, that you finished in a weekend and you were like, you forgot that it was.
I've got a few on my list, but I don't know what order it's in.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that next week then?
Hopefully, so. with the return of Dave.
All right. Well, look forward to that.
Mike, thanks very much for joining us. Absolute pleasure. Great to see you again, my friend. Yeah, we've had enough though. That'll do us for another year.
Get out. Yeah, I'll be back next year.
Yeah, we'll either see you again on this show, or chances are we'll see you in the UK for a meetup.
Are you coming this year?
I'm planning to at some point.
Okay.
Yeah. So
sounds good.
Yep. So that'll be good. Neil, anything else to add before we?
Better just give some shout outs to say Sumu, Arnie, Just Wondering. I think they were the chatters for tonight. Thank you for joining.
Ajax was in there, wasn't he?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a said Happy New Year as well. Yeah, I missed that because it scrolled off the screen.
I think he had something banned as well. One of his.
Did he? I'm not seeing those because I've not got that window open.
Yeah, Dave sorts that stuff out, so I don't know. I think whatever, something to do with anal.
No, it's probably what we were talking about. It
was just a misspelling of canal.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on.
That's for joining. Love to the family.
Yeah.
All right. Until next time. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll catch up with you later.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.